People, yes. Oh, all you guys are hanging out in the chat, waiting for us and everything. I appreciate that. But it's time for that midnight chat attack. Goodness, people, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for being patient. Ganja Guru, scream for me, baby. Where are you taking Ganja's, or where are you taking Alan's fucking gimmick away, man? That's not nice.
Appropriation of culture can work both ways. Just because it's not the mainstream culture don't mean I can't steal it any less.
What? You sound like the devil. Yo, dude, your voice is fucked up. Like,
man, I love it. I just love it when I just come onto the call and I try to hang out with you guys.
Kick him from the call.
Fuck you, Alan. You love Satan. 666. I'm out, bitches. Rock and roll.
Okay, so this is the repeat of the midweek where it's just me and Nick now.
Oh my god, what the fuck was that? That was fucking scary, man.
I don't know, man.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, that was really fucking scary. But anyways, yes, man, Julian saying here's a real chat. He's already getting ready with that whole attack the chat mentality, and I love that shit. But yes, BBM's over here. He says he's always here when it's live. I love that shit. Adrian's here as well. Everyone's like, what the fuck happened with Ganja? Alan's here as well. I'm sorry, I didn't even give you your fucking hello and everything.
I'm used to it.
Oh, that's why. And then people, we got the DT chat over here too. Now, granted, right now all you can see is gifts, and if you guys want to actually show gifts and whatnot, and make us laugh, whatever the fuck you guys want to do, just share your own type of creativity and everything. Go to the Double Toasted chat, doubletoasted.com, make an account. It's free, for a week, and then they take all your money. It's fucked up. No, but I'm just joking. But the thing is, yeah, definitely go to doubletoasted.com if you guys want to get onto the other chat to go back and forth with the YouTube chat, because the DG chat ain't saying shit right now. That shit's just a couple of fucking pictures. But then we go over here, and it is fucking going great. So once again, I think I'm going to be leaving it on the YouTube chat a lot tonight, but if the DT chat is whooping ass, I will go to the other one. So attack each other. Ganja, are you back to normal?
Joke on you, Chris Brown. I can bend over and touch my toes. Wait, was he telling me to do something sexual?
Wait, yeah, what the fuck? Wait, why would you say yes to that, by the way?
I thought he was testing my flexibility. Oh, shit.
God damn!
I thought it was about exercise and keeping me healthy. I didn't know it was about possible penetration of my body.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm interested in the penetration of your body.
Only you would think that.
And Dijon, I did get possessed by the power of God.
That was not God, dude. That was a devil and a half, dude. That was fucked. That was not cool. That was scary as shit.
Y'all know I don't fuck with Satan. I only fuck with the purest of gods, man.
Okay, what's that God?
Like, for example, Max, you're in the chat right now on YouTube chat. You can agree with me, right? I'm a pure, innocent guy who talks to Jesus Christ and God himself. I would not tempt nobody or push one to the edge of disappointment or possible intoxication or danger zone.
People, Ganja nearly killed my son, Max, who was Little Riding Around.
I didn't kill him. He was a champion on champions. I've drunk with people taller than me and fatter than me. And for you guys to know, that's not a fat joke. Alcohol really breaks down with your body weight. So this little dude who's like almost smaller than Alan has almost zero fat on him, kept on with every shot I drink. He only died because he got the sniffed alcohol on the last one. If I didn't do that last one, he would have survived the whole night.
That's the thing. You always sniff it and then you take it.
Oh, see, my best part is Alan's talking shit, but he was the first one saving that shit and is going, ooh.
Well, yeah, you can't have that shit spill on the ground, man. That's a waste.
It really is a waste. And by the way, too, speaking of just New York and everything, too, I just want to remind people that Alan is the type of fucking person that walks with your drunk ass down to your fucking apartment or your hotel, whatever. I was scared for Alan because, dude, it was late at night. It's like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning over there in New York. This fucking dude walks with Max. Max is like scared. He's like, I think he's about to fucking faint. That dude was just like walking around in finishing mode on Mortal Kombat and shit. And fucking... Yeah, Alan walked with them down the dark corridors of fucking Brooklyn, New York, and it was great. You came back, everything was fine.
Yeah, it was fine until, 2/3 into the trip, he's like, oh, I remember this place because it's in front of a precinct. And I was like, no, it's the cops.
Hey, Ganja, can you take me home? Yeah, man, I'll take you home. I get there, and, oh, yeah, man, my roommate's an FBI agent. Oh!
Really quick, the Double Toasted chat's doing some funny share now too. Skull saying Ganja's ready for CB. Was that Chicago? What the fuck is that?
Nah, he's talking about Chatterbait because I was talking about that I could bend over. And yes, Skull, I'm ready for that token life. If Bitcoin is profitable, who knows? Maybe CB tokens might be profitable in the future. And talking to Jesus does not require LSD. It requires a lot of concentration and a lot of other drugs, mainly Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, good lord. But anyways, though, speaking of drugs and things like that, people, I want to be your drug. I want you to smoke me up in your fucking YouTube, Google Hangouts, fucking, I don't know. I give up. But people, yes, make sure to come into the call. Now, there's a couple reasons. Well, there's many reasons, by the way, for you to come onto the call, but there's many ways you can come onto the call, and those reasons I'm going to give you right now as I'm stalling as a motherfucker to find my own YouTube channel. I don't know how the fuck I can't find a goddamn thing. That's kind of weird. But okay, here we go. I'm going to show you guys right now. Pow! Now, I put this up here. My Facebook. See, here it is, Nick Diaz. Oh, that's a great Facebook. Go on to our... It is fancy. I like it. But go to that particular little fucking thing up there. And yes, we need to upgrade that fucking background because there's nothing about us that's peach, yellow, whatever the fuck anymore. Rest in peace, Anthony. Anyways, click on the Nick Diaz thing there. Or, I mean, I think Ganja's up here too. Yeah, Ganja Guru. It's not even Garrett Smith, which is his government name.
Well, it's Ganja Guru underneath the tag, but once you guys click it, actually goes to Garrett Smith, which is my government name. So if you guys actually want to hang out or show me some messages, that's actually how you get in contact with me. Don't assume that's another account or a fake account or we just fucked up the links. That is actually me.
Yep, exactly. So click here, and it'll take you straight to our Facebook page, and then send me a personal message. I will get on my phone. You hear a ting, and then when I hear that ting, you'll get your ting, and my ting, and then ting, and it'll be great. Anyways.
My ears. My fucking ears.
I'm sorry about that, but hey, Ganja, why don't you tell them some ting, and those are the rules.
Man, did you just turn that to a pun? I fucking hate you, bro.
Can I go back to bed?
Oh, no. Man. Just go to the rules, man. If I fucking quit.
I'm sorry. No, the rules is don't quit, goddamn. But here you go.
We're number one, guys. Newcomers join the call first, unless you're deaf by these secret-ass puns that he's doing, or you just don't want to join in with this badass conversation. But if you do, though, and you're new, make sure to hit us up in the PM section so we guys get you on the show through the beautiful Double Toasted chat or through our Facebook pages. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other. Or just go full retard because it just ruins audio quality for later viewing and it makes people uncomfortable to know that someone mentally ill is being used for entertainment. So, guys, do not talk over each other. Rule number 3, please no nudity, folks. Like I keep saying every time, this is not Pornhub, this is not X videos or one of your favorite spank banks. I'm dropping all the good ones. So keep the nudity to yourself and don't get us kicked off of YouTube. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show and that includes certain topics or subjects we talk on with certain toasties or people inside the chat room that we bring on. So if you hand out the link to anyone else, we kick you and their dumbasses for clicking it. Rule number 5, read the rules, and Alan, because Allie girl ain't here to do it.
Don't be a dick, motherfuckers.
Oh, thank you, yes. Bitch. And if you do follow the rules, every little ting is gonna be all right. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the last time I'm doing the teen thing. Okay, I apologize.
Oh, God, please let that be the last time.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. God damn. And by the way, too, you know, fuck the chat. Adrian is saying no one wants to be around my teen. Well, let me tell you something. Okay, I'm done.
I love what the DP chat's doing right now. They just turn you into a rapper. The team goes Scott.
Oh God, no!
You fucked that up so hard, and I don't think anyone's gonna notice.
No one gives a fuck. This dude ain't even a good rapper. I'm not even trying to get a record deal. He is. He's wasting studio time. I'm not.
Wait, who the fuck is he, by the way?
I have no idea.
It's some up-and-coming rapper.
Dylon. I'm gonna go with Dylon.
That is fucking bad, dude. Fuck. That is really terrible.
I rap parting, and I spit and I rhyme, and I rhyme and I spit.
I rhyme and I spit all over the fucking microphone. But
Alan, you're getting too close, man. You're getting too close, man.
Yeah, I love that fucking skit so much. I'm fucking blacklipping that fucking scene, man. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Oh, yo, man, you trying to make music? You're getting too close, man. I love that because I've watched Making the Band. For you guys that know, it was either on BET, MTV, MTV2, Music Channel, or VH1
channel in the world, by the
way. One of those music channels, they had Making the Band, and the whole time they would fight over fucking no reason. And you could tell it was scripted. Like some of those shows back in the day actually tried to make it seem like realistic. Not this one. Because every time they would fuck up, it would happen either 2 or 3 episodes, and he would get these difficult challenges. Like, Dave Chappelle is not making a joke. I don't remember which one, but he asked them to do something really impossible, and they somehow pull it off in the middle of the street in New York. And it wasn't even to the extent of, like, when he said, get me Cambodian breast milk. Like, I could have easily seen him actually do that during the show.
Oh, God, that was some... Yeah, what was... Oh, man, those are fucking great. That skit is fucking incredible.
Yeah, no, but the team goes great. Man, fuck y'all. I don't know why that's a goddamn thing, but...
The gold gun stink.
Oh, it's one of those things where the guys...
We just got 3 Jamaican subscribers. Jama!
Dude, the best way to describe that rapper, man, is he's the fucking Tommy Wiseau of rap. Because he tried so hard to do something so cool and fucked up so horribly, hilariously, that it just went viral so fast.
Oh, man. It just went viral. Sorry. I hate Kendrick Lamar, too. I apologize.
You did not put this baby in a spiral.
Oh, actually, okay, Alan, you're going to call me out right now, Alan? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to call me out on this show right now when Julian's watching?
I'm pretty sure you called yourself out before.
Okay.
Alan, call him out. Call him out for Ganja.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, because Julian's in here. He's gonna fucking orgasm once you say what you're about to say. Go ahead. I like Kendrick Lamar. Goddammit.
I didn't say shit.
Alan, why you gotta be a bitch? Just a minute. This motherfucker's now jamming to Kendrick Lamar, if y'all can believe it. If y'all know, this motherfucker was anti-Kendrick Lamar for the fucking longest.
I wasn't saying shit. This
about the videos. He talked shit about the live performances. He talked shit about the damn near lyrics. No, man, we going all off now. Now, for some reason, you were sucking Lamar's dick. Why?
Dude, because for one, it's tasty. But like,
well, it is Compton flavored, and that does have some soul and funk on it.
Oh, look at what's wrong with your face? What, a man can't have a tasty penis? Like, no. But anyways, God just started with the dick talk. Okay, I'm just saying he's the one who started with the dick talk.
Somebody please get that audio out and send it to me. I just want to play that for Nick all the time. What, can a man not have a sweet penis? What, can a man not have a sweet penis?
Anyway, this man had sweet penis. No, this dude, no, for real though, I went on Pandora and everything, and it's fucking, like I said, dude, I don't like Humble, but I do love DNA. I like Element, at least a little bit. A lot of the other songs too, and I can't remember the names or whatever, but like this dude, his older shit is actually really, really good, and I don't like the singles because the singles need to have the album around it to tell the story that it's trying to tell. And for me personally, like, I don't want that. I don't want the story. Like, I'll read a fucking book, okay? Like, Jesus Christ, you know? Like, lyrically, I don't fucking like the dude. And, yeah, Julian's in the chat, and he's saying, Nick is anti-everything until he checks it out and gives it a chance. But
man,
I gave it a chance, Julian, and you were right. You were right, Julian. Julian was correct, okay?
Julian's not the only one getting on your ass. These are in the chat doing a fucking little dance with Dave Chappelle right now, man.
Oh, damn it. Fucking Dave Chappelle.
Bad boy. You know you like Lamar.
I'd like to point out Nick could have easily ignored me with the whole "do you" comment, and it would have went nowhere because I say that shit about everyone to everything. You called yourself out.
Hey, man, I'm just... Hey, there's certain things that I always stick to. I don't like the fucking Grammy Awards fucking performance that he did. That shit was bad. That fucking trumpet literally played like a failure sound. Like I'm sorry. That's not talented. That's hilarious. I don't like the prison guard outfit thing that they all came out to and it's like, yay, stereotypes are correct. Like, what the fuck was that shit? Fucking anti-racism shit. Fucking, or anti-racism. That's what it was. It was like almost pro-racism. And honestly, he's kind of boring on the mic. But there's some songs that are good. And yes, I'm a believer now. I do like a little bit of Kendrick Lamar. But Julian, you said I was going to like that distorted fucking sound in Humble. And Humble is fucking awful. Okay? I hate that song very, very much. And Alan likes it. So anyways.
I never said that.
That's what I'm talking about. The booty, though.
I never said that I like. I honestly can't fucking stand Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, come at me. I don't care.
But no, Skull just put booty. I don't know why he put booty in the chat, but it's fine. But I'm gonna put that away now. Yeah, we gotta be careful with certain things go up there, especially
Chris Brown talking about his dick sweet and sour sauce.
Aw, damn! Leave me alone, goddammit. I apologize. But the thing is, like, I'm always gonna talk shit about certain things because, like, from what I see, it's just Nick is anti-racist.
Hold on. I know I'm derailing the show for a second, but I kind of want to say this because what he said in the comment section, my dick is sweet and sour. It made me think of the fucking the little sour gummy commercials. Oh, first my dick is sweet, then it's sour.
Oh God. Oh man, but no, I just gotta say though, like, yeah, sometimes I'll talk shit about things. I mean, I'm wrong about a lot of things. Same with Spider-Man Homecoming. Ganja is always going to fucking ride my ass over that shit because I told him that the trailer sucked, which it still does, by the way. I don't like that song playing the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, but the movie was great. And maybe that'll happen with Black Panther, and hopefully that happens with Deadpool too, because for me personally, I don't like Deadpool, like, really at all. And that, man, I don't know what happened with the screen. Where's my face? Where's my face?
I was going to say, we lost Nick again.
No, what happened? What happened? You see this? Pow! And then, dink. Okay, we're good. Players fuck up. But here's the thing, though, man. I don't like Deadpool a whole lot, but this story is actually pretty interesting to me, personally. He has the Wolverine claws, the adamantium. What is that shit called?
Adamantium.
Adamantium?
Adamantium.
Okay.
One more time, baby. One more time.
Antimadium.
Good job. Yeah, and then what's the name of the next Metro game?
Exodius. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that's the difference,
Exodus.
Man.
I'm not
Exodius, and I don't give a fuck. That's the difference, right now.
Are y'all dueling over words y'all can pronounce right now? Is this what's happening?
Yeah.
The next Metro game is Metro Exodius, and I don't care if anyone tells me it's wrong.
It's totally wrong. But anyways, Alan, since you can say this shit right, because I don't want to have to say it a bunch of times, I need to practice first. So before we even get into that, like, what do you feel about the claws and Deadpool having them now? Because I feel like it's a little overpowering.
Deadpool's always been an overpowered character. It's one of those things where it's like the only real ability technically Deadpool has is super healing, and it's just like, okay, let's just make it so ridiculous that it's just like, okay, how are we gonna keep telling stories? Let's just keep throwing him into other established properties to do crazier and crazier things. And that's what they're doing. Where this comic brand is when he's with Old Man Logan, and apparently it's just an excuse for them to do crazy bullshit. And you have yet another overpowered mutant helping him get fucking claws for some convoluted bullshit reason, so that they can have a big fight with Wolverine at the end. And it's like, it's just the Deadpool thing of let's just do crazier and crazier things because that's all the character's known for. And we can't tell any cool stories. We just have to keep doing the same bullshit.
Alan, as someone who is a Marvel nerd, as I am, let me explain why you're doing this, because it actually makes sense within the canon and the storyline with Deadpool. Marketing.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
That's about it. That's about it, man, because there's no reason for them to make a crossover with the powers. This is some fanboy shit trying to take over and trying to generate comic book sales, especially that you have the new movie coming out in February, and there's rumors that you're going to have Wolverine appear in the new Avengers. I don't know if it's true now, but I hear they're actually looking to cast somebody for the new Avengers movie for the Wolverine part. But that's all it is. This is just a marketing scheme, bro. Like, this is like when they made Doc Ock Spider-Man. Because
that was a marketing scheme for what?
It was a marketing scheme. It was trying to generate comic books because people were tired of Peter Parker, and the Miles Morales comics were starting to slump.
Yeah, okay, because I was like, I don't remember there being a movie around that time, and I remember that comic being like a pile of trash.
You have no idea.
Yeah, you have no
idea.
I
refuse. Oh man, I fucking heard the premise of this. Kason doesn't know what to talk about. So in the Spider-Man run, what happens is Doc Ock is dying, and apparently, as my friend who's a similar comic book nerd described it, through magic, somehow manages to switch consciousness with Peter Parker. So Doc Ock goes into Peter Parker's body, and Peter Parker goes to Doc Ock's body, and Doc Ock just straight dies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And then it's just like, Doc Ock's like, wait, I'm Spider-Man, and I'm smart, and I'm cool and shit. I bet I could be better. And then the next comic thing is called The Superior Spider-Man, where Doc Ock is Spider-Man, and it's a fucking mess.
No, it is a fucking mess, and this is why I don't like this shit. Like, this is why this shit gets on my fucking nerves. But the thing is, though, if people are wondering, like, what the fuck this is or why this is actually happening, apparently the current going-ons in the Marvel comic book universe is Deadpool is, I guess, a supervillain. Which I didn't think that he was ever going to be going back to a supervillain, especially after the Wolverine. What was that fucking movie called? Wolverine Origins.
Oh yeah. But he was kind of the last. Like, he wasn't even a villain there. He's just kind of a
pawn,
cannon fodder. He's just got like Goro from fucking Mortal Kombat. He was just there.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to answer what Julian said. He's like, oh, they use magic comic books, so unrealistic. Yeah, you do set up a universe, and you set up these rules and these established things and tropes that these characters can do, and then for some fucking bullshit reason, you throw everything out the window so we can have a magical ending. Kind of like what they did with fucking Spider-Man A Brand New Day, where we had basically the devil change the whole universe just for Spider-Man. Like, you can't, like, this is my problem. People are like, oh, well, there's magic in Star Wars. Well, yeah, but they try to explain a little bit, and now they throw it out the window, and everyone's like, okay, well, it's fucking stupid comic book shit. Well, you can apply that with anything. Like, if you don't care to keep how, like, what Nick's always caring about, the continuity of what you're building, then why the fuck should I care?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, like, Justin in the chat, Julian in the chat says, like, yeah, Deadpool has always been an anti-hero. The thing is, I actually don't mind him being an anti-hero, but that's not the case here. Apparently, there's a comic book series going on.
No, he's a straight-out villain.
Yeah, because it's issue number 3 now, and it's Deadpool versus Old Man Logan, which is actually a pretty cool concept. I actually love them going at each other, and I'm wondering, like, I mean, I kind of want to read it just to see how these characters interact. But it's not an anti-hero situation. Apparently, he's a supervillain who basically has the entire, like, adamantium fucking, like, exoskeleton that Wolverine has. Like, all the powers that Wolverine has, the taking of bullets and all that shit, which I think Deadpool has in a movie, too, anyways. Doesn't he?
Well, it's one of those things where Deadpool's, like, his thing is he has such a high regeneration because apparently the writers think cancer kills cells, so they need to give him regeneration to even it out because that's how cancer works. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother explaining that bullshit. But basically what it is he has super, super healing, so, like, when he gets shot anywhere, he can instantly heal. And it's, like, that's kind of his gimmick. So it's not so much he can deflect bullets, is that if you shoot him with a pistol, he'll just heal up and he won't die.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing I'm wondering, especially with this entire situation, because obviously, like, this is just something that just barely started happening, and we don't know how the story's going to play out because we're only on issue 3, and most limited comic series books or whatever the fuck they last till like issue 6.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like the initial season of TV shows. Like, that's the kind of runtime they actually go. you know, I mean, I'm writing that, right, Alan?
Again, it's one of those things where it's a very limited run. It feels like it's an Elseworld story because that's kind of what the Old Man Logan is. It's set in a different kind of universe. It's like it's not directly tied. So when Julian's talking about like Deadpool being an anti-hero, that's kind of in the established main canon universe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, within the storyline that's going on, it seems more he's a villain character, kind of like what they did when Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. They're making him more of an antagonist rather than just this guy that just follows his own morals or his own fucked up code of ethics. He is just a villain set out to destroy the hero, which is a architectural villain type.
Yeah, but like again, this is more of an it's more of an Elseworld story. That's why it's like it's a little bit different than the main canon. Where the main canon, he's the anti-hero. But this is like, no, fuck it. What if Deadpool was the villain and Old Man Logan has to stop him? And let's kind of do that dynamic
and generate some comic book sales. Cause fuck it.
Yeah, well, they need it at this point. I mean, I think with the movies taking over the entire type of franchise and the genre of comic books in general,
I think comic books have seen a new light because they have the Comic Book X apps. They have the mobile versions now that you get on your tablets and whatnot. Comic Books actually had a second coming through. Actually, I was one of the first people when the iPhone actually made I think it's Comics Analogy, it's called. The app where you can buy comic books for like $1. I remember sneaking my iPhone and my Android, whatever I had at the time, and just watching like comic books and scrolling through it during like detention or suspension, one or the other.
Yeah, and go ahead, Al.
Oh no, I was gonna say with that. It's like Marvel, honestly, in the comics has been fucking up the last couple of months. It's weird as their movies are soaring and becoming incredibly better. Everything else that's not movie related has honestly been failing pretty hard. Their television shows, have been doing either mixed to low reviews, most of them, except for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which gets better and better reviews every season. But their comic books have been kind of fucking up when they did Civil War 2, and that was worse than the first one, which is surprising. They have this stuff, which is kind of just, again, a cheap cash grab, and a bunch of their other comics that are falling by the wayside. Whereas DC has the opposite problem of their comics, television shows, and video games are doing incredibly well, but their movies are sucking.
Yeah, man, and I'm over here. I'm looking in the chat too. This is actually a opinion that's not very popular, at least when I'm talking to people. But Max is saying that he's not really a big fan of a lot of American comics. He's more of a manga guy. And apparently,
fucking weeb.
Because he's a weeb. Yeah, he says it himself. He's a weeb.
No, well, man. Okay, why is weeb a bad thing? Is that like a? I mean, I thought that was a slur.
Man,
but is that
I swear to God, if you say you're a weeb, I'm kicking you out the call.
I'm not a weeb, but I mean,
you have destroyed everything I believed in you.
What?
This is like one of those cases where you don't meet your heroes, folks, because they will betray you.
Anyway, what the thing is I get why some people say that they prefer mangas over actual comics, because the thing about comics is comics never end and they keep going forever, because it's like Superman, Batman, Captain America, those guys have been going on since the fucking 40s. Mangas have essentially a start, like they're almost like limited runs, like unless you have something like Naruto or One Piece. You generally only have like 20, 30 episodes of an anime, maybe 60, depending on how popular it is. And that's it. It's over unless they want to make a spinoff or a sequel. Mm-hmm. It's generally just that, where like they're never going to stop making Batman comics. They're going to make Batman comics until we're all dead, because Batman's still a character they can tell stories with.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, like, in discussing the situation at hand, anyways, just the whole topic and everything. I'm thinking of like, at this point with Deadpool being so funny and he can do these weird little trailers with the whole making fun of Bob Ross, and doing the things that he's doing. I feel like he's gained too many gimmicks now. Like at this time, just as a cool character, he's overpowered. I'm not saying like overpowered in the sense of he'll kill any other villain, which
he's overpowered. You're right.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know too much because Deadpool, it seems like it was matched between him and the villain. But at this point, though, it's just with the jokes, with the funniness, with the great actor, with all the money to put into the trailers, etc. It's almost like, dude, like, stop giving this dude so much fucking, like, stock. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of an issue.
It happens, Nick. Like, when you have a character for too long that you don't really want to kill off permanently, or have the creator doesn't have 100% control over the product, where he can finish it off until he passes and then someone else takes over the property later. And with that happens, you get, like, for example, Black Man 94 pretty much said it. They'll never stop with Goku as well, because Dragon Ball Z and a lot of all these properties are hugely profitable, and they're constantly generating new fans. Hell, I was at Micro Center the other day getting my PC fixed, and I'm walking through the aisles, and there was a fucking 12-year-old girl dressed up like Naruto with a new outfit and everything. Like, that is a whole nother generation, Alan. That means Naruto is generational. That means 3 different type of generations were into this shit. You know how profitable that is? Star Wars is the only one that's pulled that off.
But the thing is what I'm saying is Naruto has a much better rep than Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z, they keep having the whole, the Western comic syndrome of we can never change the main central character, where Naruto Like, as long as it ran for a long fucking time. They finished it and did a sequel series with the kids. Like, they have obviously the original cast is still hanging around doing their thing, but they're focusing on a new cast. They're telling different stories and a different flow, and I can appreciate that, even though I'm never gonna watch it. But my issue is, and I have that same kind of problem with comic books in general, of let these motherfuckers either retire or move on and tell a new generation. Like, that's why I appreciate things like Batman Beyond and Young Justice, because they're not telling the same story we've been seeing for 40 fucking years. Is they're telling different stories with different characters.
Yeah, I mean, and I can agree with you in that sense too. That's why I'm getting sick of Batman, because Batman was one of my favorite people to watch and everything. But then, even though you're telling different stories and doing different things, it gets me back to, okay, well, is that the end all be all? Because then we're having a situation with Deadpool doing this, and I'm honestly not digging it. I mean, I showed you guys a picture of this earlier, and I think I'm gonna try to pull it back really quick and show you once again. But here it is. This shit looks silly as fuck, dude. Like, this is fucking stupid.
I honestly thought that was Daredevil at first.
Me too. But I mean, for one, it's like. He's supposed to be. He should be looking gritty. If I can do a thing,
isn't he supposed to be ugly as fuck? Why does he look like he has like a good face? I don't know. Maybe that's just a bad image, or it's the Elseworld one. And I'm like, I always thought his face was fucked up or whatever.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's like frustrating the fuck out of me. Is like you're kind of taking away what was cool about Deadpool, the fact that he's one of us. But then it's like, no, he's not. He's pretty boy. Not villain, but superhero. Fucking, he's great. Like, he's so perfect. Like, I'm kind of sick of that shit.
They're just trying to blend it in with the fucking main movie. They've always do this where the movie has a great canon or a great storyline going, and they want to take huge elements from it, and they just retcon the series. They did that with Spider-Man, with the Ultimate series. They've done that with several. They do it all the time when it's a new generation. They feel like they gotta upgrade the heroes to make sense for the kids today, for all those damn fucking millennials.
Yeah. Now we'll move on to the next thing over here too. American Horror Story. Now, what was the last time you guys actually watched this show, or have you even watched this show ever?
Woo!
Season 3, Episode 1.
Thank God Alan saw it, because the only one I know that in this group that's watched is Allie, and she ain't here today.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing. I love the first season. Okay, I love the first season because I watched the first episode. It didn't really get me, but then everyone's like, "Oh man, keep watching." I'm like, "Okay, let me watch some more." And it's basically the whole thing of the first season. It's a ghost house. So this house, if you die in this house, your spirit gets trapped there, and you get to kind of walk around and you get to kind of interact with things, and everyone's just kind of chilling. And after a few episodes, oh, okay, this gets better and better and better. Then season 2 was in an asylum, and it was set kind of like, because these are anthology series, they're not connected in any way. So like season 1 and season 2, like no connection. Like they'll have same actors, but they're not like the same characters. Season 2 was more of an asylum, so it's all this crazy shit of like zombies and aliens, and the devil shows up, and it's like that's really really cool. Season 3 is some trash on trash. It's all about these fucking witches, and everyone is unlikable. Everyone is just a massive pile of trash, and it's just not interesting. I stopped watching then, and I never went back because I kept hearing every subsequent season got worse and worse.
Yeah, and I mean, over here, Justin in the chat, he's saying like, season 2 was way better. It's starting to get messy. Or he said 3 was kind of messy. Now, the thing is, I agree with him to an extent, but it was a pretty good show. The only thing that kind of made me almost leave is in the first episode, we get to see one of the witch's powers, which was fucking somebody to death, and that was the thing that really pissed me the fuck off. Where that's your power, you're a pussy, like literally pussy power.
That didn't bother me. I was like, oh, I mean, what? Maybe they'll do something cool with that. What bothered me is something that it's a personal pet peeve of mine. Nothing bothers me more than somebody getting murdered for doing the right thing or trying to help somebody out. Like at one point, like one of the girls is getting, like a bunch of jocks are, going to force themselves on a girl, and one of the jocks is like beating the shit out of the guy, saying, "Stop it! Don't fucking hurt her." But gets trapped onto a bus and gets murdered because the bus just explodes. Yeah. And it's just like, he was just doing the right thing, gets murdered for it. If he did the wrong thing, he would have lived.
No more heroes, Alan. Ha 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 ha.
God, it bothers me so much when people get murdered for just like, oh, apparently don't ever try to help anybody, folks.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought. Is it as guilty as like the Belko experiments? Because we watched you lose your shit
not as guilty
for the last
as that.
5 minutes.
No, it's not as guilty as that, but it's just like he just got kind of caught up in it. And wasn't able to escape the destruction that was going on. I'm just like, I hate that because it's like, okay, he's legitimately trying to do the right thing, and it's like that just put a bad taste in my mouth, and the rest of the episode just sucked. So I'm like, I really have no reason to continue watching this. I don't like anybody, and I don't think this is interesting at all.
Yeah, because the thing that I have an issue with American Horror, I was actually into American Horror Story, And basically, like, you know, the reason why I was into them, they used to stick to the realms of being horror, and, you know, they've done stuff about politics now. You know, they doing, like, weird, sexually fucking explicit, like, Lady Gaga being on season, I think, 5. And there's even a way...
one of the seasons, yeah.
Yeah, and then on one of the seasons, I think, and it was the one with Lady Gaga, they were doing this vampire thing, and the fucking show, the season starts off, and this is the shit that pisses me the fuck off, is where, like, hey, FX, man, they'll give us fucking anything. You know, don't show a titty, don't show anything sexual that's, like, nice and attractive. No, instead, let's have a dude, a bald head, hide in a closet, and his dick is actually a metal horn that rotates, and it's a sharp horn that cuts through, like, fucking steel, and he rapes a dude. Just because he goes into the scary hotel, and it's supposed to be creepy, that he's like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to get fucked. Oh, please fuck me. And he puts the iron metal thing in his ass, and you see the blood and balls and everything, like, shoot out behind him. And I'm like, okay, it's horror, but for what? That wasn't scary. It was just fucking gross. Like, this is not, you know, like, Saw is done, people. We're not, like, still into the whole idea.
Saw having a movie coming out.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, Jigsaw came out, like, last year. I forgot about that.
Oh, it came out?
Yeah, like 4 months ago. It's funny that you didn't know, because no one gives a fuck about Jigsaw.
Okay, my bad. I was like, I didn't know it came out yet.
Oh, no, it's been out. I think it's going to be on DVD soon, actually, or Blu-ray.
Okay, I guess I missed the fucking hype.
Yeah, man, but that's the thing that's just kind of weird to me. Is just like they're kind of losing what they're, you know, wanting to do. And now, as you can see by this little topic thing over here too, is like apparently season 8, the guy wants to take this into the future. And the first thing that came up to my mind was fucking Leprechaun Lost in Space or Jason X.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like,
y'all watch some trash, man. You get me shit.
Okay, Jason X is alright, but go ahead.
Hold on, no, fuck you, bitch. I really like it when they just fucking just. All right. The thing about horror movies, right? Because I'm turning into like a little kid again. The thing about horror movies is when they start getting into these sequel territories, they're not opposed to really keep to the canon or the continuity, because throughout every sequel they continue to fuck it up worse for some reason. Like, for some reason, like with everything else, like every other genre, I get mad. But with horror movies, I get happy every time I see them trying to change the canon or add some no bullshit that doesn't fix well with the first movie. Because you can tell they are just doing this for studio releases. And it's just great seeing what actors and producers can do, trying to fumble a script together within an hour period. And you get some of the most sexual shit, weirdest shit, or the most gross, demeaning shit. And sometimes all three at the same time. And it just makes great for sequel movies to watch trash together. Man. Yes, Broke Black Man, Jason X is trash. But if we watch a viewing party and we all giggle together, it'll be a fun time.
I'm sorry, man. I feel like horror movies are supposed to be kind of, you know, they're always supposed to be, you know, either tense or scary. I cannot deal with a fucking horror franchise going into space. I think that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. The idea that they're in a spaceship with all this technology around them, and they still have some fucking horror movie villains that's killing them for some convoluted, stupid fucking reason.
I mean, I hate that stuff too, and I understand why you would hate it, but at the same time, some of this shit just works, man. I mean, we talk about comic book movies and everything like that, but like this shit was badass. This is Jason X, by the way, and look at that mecha Jason. That's fucking sweet, dude.
That's the thing I've ever heard.
That's so awesome. I love this. Like Gary Eakin
a discount Terminator, man.
Yo, man. Like, all right, we established we can kill Jason. No, we actually can't kill Jason.
Why is he mecha?
He's a demon. Because what it is he goes on a killing spree, right? He goes into this machine that's about to heal people. But he breaks it while he's in the machine, so it goes haywire, right? And it turns up his genetics, and it makes him metal, because that's fucking badass, man!
It's fucking science, man!
Is this just become Super Mario Brothers and they got the metal cap? Like, what the fuck am I hearing? Like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, like... I don't know.
You wish we were doing Jason X tonight, man. You fucking crazy. Save that for Halloween time.
Yeah, exactly. No, save it for Space Day, NASA's birthday. We'll do it then, or whatever the fuck.
No, we're gonna watch the Earth Day anime.
Oh fuck that! I'll watch Jason X. I'll watch Jason X before I watch that trash.
God, dude, I cannot wait till we watch like a fucking Captain Planet thing, like during our Earth Day or something like that. That'd be great.
That's never gonna happen.
We can do that for. We're gonna do that for Earth Day.
Hell no, we're gonna watch Armageddon.
Nah, fuck that. Nick, you're right. We should do something for Earth Day.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're watching Armageddon, the day the Earth stood. Oh no, the day after tomorrow. And any other like bullshit disaster movie that's around, like
Independence Day, dude. Will Smith, Welcome to Earth, like Earth Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Independence Day is not about fucking global warming. How does that work for Earth Day?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, they're defending Earth, though.
I didn't know that aliens was a global threat to the environment.
It is a global threat. It's a global threat.
You don't even believe in aliens. Every time I bring it up, you get mad.
I believe in aliens. I just don't believe aliens have ever been on Earth. Why do you always leave? Why do you always leave when we talk about aliens?
She is a reptile. I knew it, Penelope. Tell me about Area 51.
He's a lizard.
She's there for like half an hour and then said, "Oh, aliens, I'm out. Y'all nerds."
Oh man, no, but
this is something that's been recurring for like the last 4 weeks. Every time we talk, I always try to find a way to bring up the alien.
I know, but that's the thing though. Like this motherfucker's been hanging on Alien Covenant, which is not a bad fucking movie, by the way.
It's a terrible film. It's so bad.
I'm talking about real aliens. You're talking about a bullshit film, sir.
Okay, well, I was on your side, goddammit. You had to fucking fight back on me.
A sequel's so bad that the fucking studio doesn't want to give him a sequel.
Oh shit!
They don't want to do another alien movie, man.
Adrian in the chat, she's saying they should do an American Horror Story about the MCA. Oh man, we are a American Horror Story. That hurts my feelings. But
all right,
yeah,
let's be honest. There are a few Toasties and Double Toasted members that I love, and they're good people, but they are hanging by a fringe when it comes to their mental capacity to commit violence. And when that breaks, we can easily get a horror film out of that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just have it. Ali yelling is scary.
I'm coming for you, bitches!
Oh, yes, here it comes!
I'm killing you first.
I hear you breathing, Birdman.
Oh, where's that fucking bird? Where's that fucking
I'm
bird?
killing you first, so I don't have to ever get that fucking Gary impersonation ever again.
Oh,
yeah. Gary's coming for you, Alan!
Hey, back now that we're not talking about aliens?
Hey, Penelope likes the Gary voice.
Oh, she does. That's what she came back. She was like, "Oh, what the Gary? Oh, Thomas said hi."
Oh, you didn't tell me Gary
Thomas
was on
said
the
thank
mic?
you for last night. Anyways, people. So, wow, that was fucking crazy. All I'm gonna say though, as far as this goes, as far as American Horror Story goes, man, is I don't know what they're gonna do for the future. I hope that it's not something really fucking ridiculous, and I hope it's not super sexual because. At this point, dude, that's really what American Horror Story is. Just weird, freaky people. Fucking Kathy Bates with a beard that Ganja can't fucking grow.
I'm trying, goddammit. All I like this is muffin.
Oh, yeah, Kathy Bates was in a season.
In a few. She's like a regular, a series regular. Yeah.
Okay, I honestly didn't watch anything after 3, so.
The one thing I was thinking about
8 throws me off.
And one thing I was thinking about, as far as the future goes for that show is, tech. And I'm like thinking, like, man, with Black Mirror doing this thing that they're doing, do you think that maybe American Horror Story is going to try to do what Black Mirror's doing?
Well,
what do you feel about
the thing is American Horror Story and Black Mirror have the same idea of an anthology where they're not really connected. The thing is the benefit of Black Mirror is you get one episode, and if it's, let's say the episode ends up being trash, which happens with Black Mirror sometimes, you never ever have to come back to it. The problem with American Horror Story is the seasons are either 10 or 13, and I can't remember. So if it's bad, you're bad for a whole season. Black Mirror is only bad for an episode.
That's true. I mean, I like anthology series, but yeah, you're right. I mean, this is only one episode, and.
But I mean, the thing is, both the shows have the benefit of if you like, let's say you just are like, where do I start? You could technically start anywhere. Like, I could just go into season 8 right now and not have to worry about the last 4 seasons I missed, or I can go into one of the other seasons and be okay with it. And it's like, that's kind of the benefit of an anthology series, is if one of the seasons sucks, just watch the next season.
Yeah. And by the way, Peter Parker is over there in the chat. He's saying, yeah, man, too many chat windows to keep up with. Well, I would say just keep up with the one that's most active, man, because right now the YouTube chat's just fucking killing it right now. Although I will say the DT chat's doing their thing as well.
They're trying their best, Nick. They just like to wait for good moments to post pictures.
Absolutely. But you know what, people? Yeah, if you guys want to post a picture, go in there and help them out. But you can go ahead and be a traitor to your chat, but I just want you guys to attack each other.
Come on, DT chat. Come on. I got hope on you. I got money on you, too.
You're gonna lose, motherfucker. YouTube chat all the way, son. I love you, YouTube chat. I'm sorry. You're my favorite kid. The DT chat's a fucking redhead stepchild. He picked his nose.
I love you. I remember the original place. I never forget where I come from.
That's true. See, that's why he's gonna stay in the ghetto.
Thug life, bitches.
I'm on the Facebook chat.
Actually, Facebook chat was doing great last night. Which, by the way, yeah, we did the show last night playing XCOM 2, and we're gonna get into that later on too in the Pixel Picks. But yeah, that was awesome. You guys are great. I love y'all. Moving on though. Moving on. People, Injustice 2 is still around.
It is, man. You still play it.
You still play it too, by the way, or no?
Every now and then I have a buddy of mine that loves the hell out of Injustice, and he kicks my ass all the fucking time. So we still play every now and then.
So how are you feeling about the characters, the DLC?
I want to get the Hellboy. Just honestly, I don't think I'll ever play as Hellboy, but I want to support Hellboy because I think he's a cool character that really needs more time in anything, movies, video games, television.
It's okay to be wrong, but all right.
Oh, motherfucker, y'all want Spawn? That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, you leave Spawn the fuck alone. That boy didn't do goddamn thing to your ass.
Like movie executives and game developers, they'll leave him alone too.
Oh, you son of a bitch! And by the way, too, no, when Spawn came out as a movie, that shit had a video game. I had a Spawn cup.
Sucked. I played the video game. It was trash.
See, so the reason why you play it though is because you're interested because Spawn was fucking cool. He looks
No,
awesome,
I
great
just
design.
one day and just bored one day.
You know, one of these days too. Speaking of, you know, and being on topic and everything as well, I do know that Spawn will eventually come on fucking DC or Injustice 2. I feel like that's for sure going to happen because NetherRealm has him now, Warner Brothers has him. Like everyone's together, man.
Hey, maybe. I mean, but then again, it won't be true to character because the game's not rated. The game's T for T, so he can't do all of his rated R bullshit.
That's true. But then again, too, it's like the movie wasn't too gory either, so it's all good.
Yeah,
people are saying it's still freezing.
Is it?
Yeah, let me see here. I'm just gonna look really quick to see if we're dropping a lot of frames. Sorry if you stopped.
I told everyone to refresh. For me on my end, it seems to be working. So I don't know if it's just the stream had a hiccup and right now it's affecting people on the YouTube or on the DT chat. So if you guys are watching the stream right now, just refresh it. And if it doesn't work, just inform us through Double Toasted or through the YouTube chat.
Yeah, and thank you very much for letting us know, by the way. We'd love that. And then another thing, too, when I do these shows now, I'm actually local recording. So if something does screw up like that and there's a problem, I'm actually going to go back and re-upload this, and it will be completely, actually be better quality than you're seeing right now because the audio will be levelated and things like that. So anyways, back to the whole thing. Enchantress, this girl, I'm loving her stuff aside from the fact that she looks like fucking Quan Chi. All her moves are just like Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, I was thinking Ermac.
Oh, that too. But look at that. That's a Quan Chi fatality right there.
Oh, yeah, you're so right, dude. That is so Quan Chi.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I saw that kind of combo thing. I'm like, it's actually not bad. It's pretty cool. It's much cooler than she was in the Suicide Squad movie. So I'm glad that they're doing like more and more of just random fucking heroes that you only saw once or twice, as opposed to the normal shit that we usually get with DLC, which is the popular DC stuff. It's like, do different things. That's good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and like I'm gonna show something really quick too, as far as like Quan Chi's moves, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is Quan Chi's finisher from Mortal Kombat X. Basically, he does this fucking thing. Well, he's dancing first because this guy did not look at the moves list.
This guy doesn't know the fucking.
But there you go. He's making him basically commit suicide, and Enchantress is doing the same thing, but obviously, it's not as violent as that. And that's the thing I don't like. Why are you going to do a character that we've seen a better version of 2 years ago with Mortal Kombat X? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's probably one of the things of these universes are connected. So when I saw a lot of Enchantress's moves, there are a lot of different moves because again of what she is. But what it is they're doing similar things. Not so much because they have no interesting things because they're doing some cool things. It's more along the lines of they probably have the same their same arts, like the art that Quan Chi's using his stuff, like how he got trained in there. The Enchantress probably got trained there to help connect the universes, because that's what they're doing. Like how the alien is like a part of the Baraka clan or some shit like that, where it's like they're kind of connected. So when she has similar powers, it's not so much because they have nothing better to do, because they could easily just created a brand new character, but they wanted to connect. They wanted to help connect the MK and Injustice universe a little bit more.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, I would love for this to be a situation where she joins the Brotherhood of Shadow, like she's like the only female part of the Brotherhood of Shadow.
Or if they do MK11. They could have a situation where it might actually be canon, where they have a few DC characters come straight into the story.
Yeah, man, and I do think this redeems her as far as, like you said earlier, the Suicide Squad thing. Wow, I just zoomed in on her titties. My bad. There we go.
Looks fucking sick as shit, too. I love the green outfit, man. It looks cool as shit, man.
Yeah, but, I mean, Ganja, like, what do you feel about this, dude?
I'm not actually, like I said, I never played Injustice, so I'm not a huge fan of these fighting games. Like, I played, I think it was a Mortal Kombat 8 or 7 that was on the original Xbox 360, and I had a real fun time playing it, but besides that, I really don't fuck around with these games. And the thing is, like, I'm not a huge fan of basically DC. So all the heroes, I never really liked the idea of them in fighting games, because you have so many heroes that are OP within the comic book series and with the movie series as well, that it always feels like you're kind of just doing all these workarounds trying to get the fighting game work. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, I just never really liked those type of fighting games.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with you. I understand.
But my question is, that came from both chats: does the Enchantress pop and lock throughout the gameplay?
No, she doesn't.
I wish. Oh. I wish. I was disappointed.
Oh,
I think whatever alternate abilities should be here, just popping and locking. I think that'd be great.
Well, I don't think she can, because that's a character trait in a fighting game that Killer Instinct's already using. Killer Instinct has a character that's basically the Enchantress. I mean, complete with the rain fucking pop lock and dropping shit, and her fucking elbows backwards and her knees all twisted up and everything. Like, they already do this. But for me, with this character, I think she's in too clean of a video game. I think that I really wish I would see this character in another platform to see her do some really cool, creepy shit. And this kind of like, oh yeah, Enchantress, she's green, she has powers that control you, ooh, and I'm like,
it's just a different. I appreciate it because it's a different hero, as opposed to like, let's just do another one of the, because one of the criticisms with Injustice 1 was most of that roster was Batman related. It was Bat Family, Bat Villains, and Bat stuff. And it's like, what I like about this, it's like, okay, you're doing completely different things. Obviously, you have the Bat Family in there, but then you have other heroes like Enchantress. Like no one's ever really done anything interesting with her ever. So the fact that she's in a fighting game, it's like, okay, cool. You actually are doing interesting characters.
Yeah, exactly. But here we are, too, though. Since we're talking about video games, I'm going to go and jump into this really quick. Pow! Pixel Pix, son. And here's the thing, though. This shit fucked up. So I'm going to do something.
I swear to God, I thought you said Pixel Pricks. I was like, what are we about to talk about?
Oh, man. We're going to talk about the best pricks in the whole wide world. So here's the thing, though.
Number one, Donald Trump.
No, people, we are here doing Pixel Picks now. Basically, if you guys have never seen this before, we're basically going to review a video game and then talk about some video game news if they ever did come up. Tonight, we don't have any news. But the thing is speaking of, like, what I talked about earlier about Killer Instinct, shit like that, you guys actually played that a while back, playing some freaking Killer Instinct and Alan getting mad.
I'm glad you brought that up because
I didn't get mad in Killer Instinct. I just got focused, motherfucker. Big
difference. That's true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What were you going to say, Gajo?
I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because my shit's fucking up like a motherfucker.
Oh, I can hear you. Fine.
I'm going to leave and come back.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I guess he's gone. Justin, how you doing, sir?
Oh, hi. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Dang, you got some hairy-ass fucking arms. Jesus Christ.
He makes me look light.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Dude, yeah, I am a beast. I'll admit. So.
Oh, no, it's all good. Now, actually, girls like that shit, you know. And people like Josh Gripman, he loves that shit, too. You got to make sure to touch that dude. The Grip Monster.
I don't know if I'm an Iron Bear. I think I'm just copper right now. But...
Copper Bear? Wow, okay. I like that.
I don't know, just some weaker metal. I'm trying to make a science joke, Alan. How do you should appreciate it?
It was trash.
I liked it.
Did I come back to y'all trying to make science humor? I'm fucking shameful.
Nothing bothers me more than science puns.
Hey, Alan, what did the moon
Don't even fucking start.
What did the moon say to the cow? Huh?
I'm so
Alan, what did the moon say to the cow, man? I was hoping you know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, I'm just so glad we have such great chemistry on this chat, you know?
Oh, God, I fucking love this shit. He's so mad.
I just wanted to press it with a possible pun about a space coming up. Hey,
wait, I think you say space coming up.
Hold on. I'm glad you brought it because earlier you brought up that we played the Killer Instinct on the Facebook panel. And one of the things about our Facebook page is you guys get to post your favorite meme, GIFs, you know, stuff that you guys create in your Photoshops or whatever, some bullshit you guys come up with. And one of the things I want y'all to know about is one of Alan's favorite new things that is trending is a little thing called Earth-chan. Now, Nick, if you please pull up Earth-chan for me real quick.
Oh, no. Why are we talking about this?
Earth-chan. Basically, for y'all that don't know, this is what the weeaboos do when they get a hold of global warming facts. They're going out their way to make animations of this girl named Earth-chan. And they have gone to the point where they've created all the planets around the world, even done galaxies, as well as other galaxies. And one thing I want for the Toasties to do, if y'all have the free time, can y'all please make some Earth-chan gifts with Alan in it or his bird?
Kill you.
I would put it on the Facebook. I would put it on the Facebook with a quickness. I would even put it on my personal shit if it's hilarious. And I would love it if you guys could do that for us.
I will hunt you all down like you
guys are fucking dicks, man. So anyways, Jesus Christ.
So stupid, man. It's just like, let's just fucking do all this bullshit of, for some reason, we're making the fucking Earth a lolly, like a fucking young 12-year-old girl for some fucking reason. And we're just making, like, these fucking... It's like, we just gone back to the fucking Greek gods of just making fucking deities out of the planets, but they're children, and it bothers me on a fundamental level as well as a fucking mythological level.
Not only that, I just love it because it's one thing that's got people really interested about the environment, believe it or not.
So it's actually
working. It's working to the point that I kind of hoping NASA adopts us as a real fucking mascot for the Earth.
I will quit. I will never talk to any of you ever again if that ever fucking happens.
Hey, man, Bill Nye is America's top scientist, and then Earth-chan is our way to save the planet.
Wow, good
Bill
Lord.
Nye is a fucking hack.
Alan Shikazine saves the world.
I agree.
Wait, you agree that Bill Nye's a hack?
Bill Nye is not, I mean, I guess he is a scientist, but he's an entertainer, first and foremost.
Oh,
That's his big gimmick, is that he's there to entertain and make people laugh about science. He's not a hardcore scientist. He's not Well, I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of lost a little interest in too. But yeah, he's more a scientist than Bill Nye is. So.
Yeah, okay, I can see what you mean there. But yeah, man, for me, I'm just the nostalgia gets to me, dude, and that's totally Bill Nye. But I mean, I don't know what the fuck he's doing now. I didn't watch that.
That's the only reason Bill Nye's around.
He's doing that show on Netflix, Bill Nye Saves the World. But it's one of those things of I used to see Bill Nye was something that used to come in Canada as well. Like it used to come on the channel as well. But
sorry,
anyway,
come on the channel.
You are dirty. You are dirty.
Hey,
I mean,
it is fast. Alan was coming a lot in that sentence.
I know. That was like
Anyway,
dude, Jesus Christ.
I would turn on the channel and he'd be talking about some random stuff. I'm like, oh, cool, he's talking about this. I'm like, oh, this is just borderline, like, the most limited stuff. And I'm like, oh, this isn't anything I don't already know. I'm kind of bored. You're not fun. Let me go watch something else. And he's always done that. He's never done anything that's not the whole, like, the most basic, like, you just read one sentence out of a fucking book and you already know what he's talking about. To the extent where, what's going on, the Bill Nye Saves the World show. We watched like parts of the first season, and it's like you're not telling anything different. You're not giving us your own interpretation. It's like we're reading a fucking Wikipedia page. To the extent where Ganja's watched one of the episodes about marijuana, and it's like he doesn't say anything about it. He just tells you what marijuana is, and that's it. That's the entire fucking episode.
But that's the point, is that Bill Nye is learning for people who hate science. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
But he's not doing anything different. Like I know people give a lot of shit to the Neil deGrasse Tyson because sometimes he kind of goes out of his way to shove science down people's throat. But when Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about science, he does it in an interesting way. But he's also teaching you to a level that, like, sometimes I'll go watch some of his stuff and go, oh, I didn't know that, I didn't know that, I didn't know that. And it's interesting, even when he's talking about some superhero stuff and he starts breaking down some of the stuff, it's interesting because he's telling it in a way that's not only informative but entertaining at the same time. I feel like Bill Nye only does the entertaining fact and doesn't do anything informative. Which is boilerplate.
Yeah, that's why I said he's an entertainer first. His only purpose, like, when I was.
I'm sorry, Alan, but in the chat right now they're going hit on you. Chris Brown's talking about, yeah, man, you should have Bill Nye talking about quantum physics, string theory for the children, bro.
Hey, I was okay. Fuck the chat, because when I was a kid, I used to watch one of my favorite shows was this documentary called The Universe, and every episode was them talking about random stuff, about planets, suns, stars, quantum physics, for instance, and they'd always have these scientists come on and talk about this stuff in an entertaining way, but that you could also explain to any age. So fuck y'all. They did talk about quantum physics, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, by the way, I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I looked into the chat. People, yeah, we're probably going to do. YouTube is just fucking up big time. I don't know what's going on. And I'm looking at my end too. I'm not dropping like a bandwidth allocation. You know, so like the frames has to be a situation having to do with either YouTube or just the fact that I'm even streaming or maybe got too much shit going on at the same time. But what I'll basically be doing is I'll be re-putting this up on the local rendering.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll have two versions up. If you guys want to watch the one, you know, I don't know what the fuck. We'll see what happens. But
okay.
Either way.
Yeah, no, because I noticed on the stream when I was watching it, like it sounded like you guys. I was trying to play catch up, like I was fast forwarding through it because I come in and then it'd be like, you know, it's like, yeah, we're talking about this, and now we're talking about something else, and now we're talking about this and something else. And yeah, it was kind of skipping all around.
Yeah, it's fucking strange. But I mean, thanks for letting me know though and everything. Yeah, hopefully we can get back to normal when I put this up. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I mean, there's not a Bill Nye Science game. Bill Nye the Science Guy game, believe it or not.
Bill Nye the Science game.
Yeah, that'd be actually awesome.
No,
Bill. But here's the thing, though, man. Alan, you and Ganja actually played XCOM 2 last night.
Yes, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yes. Now here's the thing, though, Ganja. I'm actually curious what you think about this game because I know you like your RTSs. I know you like your strategy games and everything like that too. Why don't you tell me what you thought, and then I'm gonna go to Alan and see what he thought too. But go ahead, Ganja.
Now, the thing is, like, I played XCOM 2, and I was really had a really fun time with the base game. And one of the things that I had a problem with it kind of felt like once you got characters up to a certain point, or you had some mods, that the difficulty kind of really went out the window, and your characters were too overpowered, and it kind of took away the difficulty. Especially when you got to latter points of the game, you don't have to worry about the Avatar project moving up anymore. And that kind of was one of the points of the game that kind of made you want to hurry, do a lot of these missions, and really focus on certain stuff. And with that gone, it kind of was easy just to kind of lay back and just play shit you want to play and just try to just jiddle around with the game. But with the War of the Chosen, by adding these 3 new characters, the assassin, the hunter, and some, I haven't ran into other brute yet, but they actually add a new gameplay element where they control different sectors of the planet. And their storyline basically is they're going to hunt down you and your squad. And their goal is for the hunting you down is because whoever gets to kill you or put an end to XCOM and the Resistance gets to actually control Earth. because basically it's like they're explaining more what the alien civilization is about. So they're trying to explain that it's more like an empire where these people are chosen throughout their kind of crazy space religion that they have, basically like the Covenant, where they train these certain people to get to a certain level stage and like abilities, powers, and strength to actually like take over planets and become the leaders of those planets after the aliens move on to the next one. So this is basically going through the storyline of how to fight that off and also continue with the base game about, because this is not really a sequel, it's a deep expansion. It adds a bunch of different new gameplay elements, a lot of ways to bond your characters and do customization, but that's about it, and adds mission gameplay varieties and a few new bosses. But it is still the base game of XCOM. Matter of fact, most of the major cutscenes are the same way as XCOM, whereas they added a few new ones that explain what's going on in the War of the Chosen. Now, one thing is, it is a beautiful expansion. I get why the price is so much, because it actually has a great detail into it. It adds ability, like I explained earlier, where you can bond to your teammates. You can actually have deeper customization. And from what I see, you have more variation with the type of troops you have. They add this new faction element where you can recruit people from different type of factions of freedom fighters. So you don't feel like it's just XCOM fighting this battle alone. And it gives you more storylines with these different factions and you play off each other. But other than that, it's kind of the same base. And I guess I would just give it what I gave it to when the original XCOM came out. I give it what is our rating for Pixel Pixel? I don't think we have decided on that yet.
Actually, it's just basically the whole thing of the same as Flex and Chill, basically. You know.
I say buy it.
You say buy it? Damn. Well, good. I don't know, man. Like, I'm surprised.
Oh, I just wanted to ask because so yeah, you said it's a $40. I mean, it's $40 for this, I believe, right? Still,
right?
Or,
yeah, because that's a
because I remember they had a similar thing with Enemy Within for the original XCOM, and I loved that a lot. It had a lot of the similar updates. I mean, would you say it's about comparable to what Enemy Within did to expand?
It is a great successor to the Enemies Within for the first one.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and Alan, like, what do you think about this game too, man?
I fucking love the hell like because the thing is I loved XCOM 2, like that's whatever, I think it was 2016 that game came out, and it's my favorite game of that year, like 100%, because again it's one of those things where it improved on the first game so much. But what Ganja says is right, is the first, like XCOM 1 and 2 had this issue of the game is very, very difficult at the start because you're getting used to the overpowered enemies, but the difficulty doesn't change. It stays at it's like the difficulty's at an 8, and it stays at 8 the entire game. The thing is you're increasing in power, and by the end of the game you're at a 10. So the game no longer becomes as difficult as you play throughout the game. And it seems like XCOM, the War of the Chosen, they are changing that, because you have situations where your people are getting tired, and when they're tired they have to take a rest. They can't go on missions anymore, and that's something that bugs me, because one of my favorite classes in the game are snipers, because they're incredibly powerful, incredibly deadly, and for the most part they're fucking overpowered. They take no damage as long as you're smart and keeping them back, or do what Ganja does and put them on the ground for some fucking reason.
Hey man, my strategy is in depth, and if you go back to our Facebook page, it paid off. Bitch.
It did not. You almost killed one of your snipers.
It paid
twice.
Off. It paid. You know what? Fuck you. All right, I'm gonna put my camera on because I was actually blowing my nose for a second there because I got the runny nose due to the heater. But you motherfucker, I can get your ass next week on the Facebook page. For you guys don't know, we're actually gonna play the multiplayer section. And my thing is, I'm gonna beat this boy's ass because he thinks he's all Mr. Strategist, old time high ground bullshit. Anakin didn't get the high ground; he still made it.
No, he didn't. That's the whole point of the movie.
He made it. He became Darth Vader, and he became more strong and powerful than Obi-Wan could ever imagine.
He did it. He still lost to fucking.
I don't care. Nah. I ain't listening, bitch.
Really? He just said nah.
Nah. Anyway, one of the things is I would love having a bunch of snipers around, because again they're very powerful. They don't really take damage as long as you keep them back, and they're really good for strategy. So the fact that they're adding a lot of stuff to tire them out, it's like, okay, it kind of makes it so that you're making it more difficult to continue playing the game. You got to train more of your lower level people, so the game stays at that static difficulty, and it makes it so that you want to keep playing the game. They also added something that I really like, because one of the things as you play the game and you start creating your characters is you start to almost create a story for them. Where it's like, oh man, my sniper and my my medic, they're always together. So you almost create a story for them of like they're best friends. They're always hanging out with each other. They're always keeping each other's back. And with this game, it's like almost like, hey, let's add a mechanic for that. So if you keep a bunch of people really close to each other throughout the missions, they get a thing called a bonding, and they get power-ups based on the fact that you put them on missions with each other. Oh. So it adds to the fact where it's like, oh, cool. You have now that story you're creating in your head is you're able to actually do some interesting stuff with that. And I really fucking like that thing. And of course the customization and all that stuff. And it does feel like XCOM 3. It feels like a lot of the changes in this game I would see in a full game of a new XCOM game. So it's like I kind of can't wait to see like what the future for the series is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, this is why I love Firaxis, because those guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off.
No, it's fucking Skull when it's like 90% accuracy and he just misses.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like
that shit fucking triggered me, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm surprised you say you're so accurate with snipers. I can like be in front of a dude and miss them still in some cases. So I'm just like,
no, that's the fucking Grenadier class. Like, God likes them because you get to essentially destroy cover and blow shit up. I hate those fucking guys because they miss everything. It's like 70% chance, miss. 99% chance, miss. Grenade, okay, you actually hit him with a grenade.
Yeah, really quick, I'm actually gonna leave for a second. You guys continue on. I'm just gonna check something, but Justin, go ahead, sir.
Oh, I was gonna let you go, but okay. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's one of the things I really like about Firaxis, and I haven't played War of the Chosen fully yet, but I really want to. I just can't wait. Yeah, because Firaxis, ever since they did, because I think they did the remake of Sid Meier's Pirates, they did, and I think are they the guys about to do the Civilization series or some of them?
Are they the guys that do Civilization? I thought that was somebody else.
Yeah,
okay.
Firaxis is actually one of the ones that are in charge of the Civilization, Sid Meier's Pirates. They were also, I think, in charge of the mobile versions that came out as well. Okay. And I think they did another series. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But before XCOM, they had another series that for a little while. It's blanking on me right now. But they've done like 4 or 5 different video games that are based in the RTS genre. Look to you, Justin.
Yeah, no, and I was just saying, like, one of the things Firaxis does really well is that they give you a lot of bang for your buck. They actually give you so much content, so much stuff. Like, when they do DLC, they're not just going to give you, sorry for Injustice 2, just characters, which characters are fun, but they actually give you stuff that changes the entire game or makes the game even longer. Because when I played Enemy Within, I'm just like, okay, it's probably just going to be the same game no matter what. I mean, I like XCOM, but it really did feel significantly different. So I'm excited to hear you guys say that it really does change up the mode of play. So you convinced me. I want to buy it.
It's an expansion that actually makes you feel like you're getting extra with it, because I notice a lot of expansions, especially nowadays with the DLC games, it just gives you cosmetic effect and maybe a few baddies to go into this one area to fight. This actually changes up a little bit and adds more to the story, and it gives you more of a role-playing sense with your characters.
Yeah, it adds a lot of interesting stuff to that. And one of the things that XCOM 2 added in and was one of my issues is like it feels like when they release their game and it's like the issues that happen, it's like you immediately see the changes. Because one of the biggest problems I had with the XCOM first one was I want to create when I create a character, I want them to be a certain class. Like sometimes I want to create a sniper, or I want to create a grenadier because I want to waste my fucking time, or I want to create an assault. With this, it's like you get an ability, you get kind of something like it's in XCOM 2 in the base game, and you get the ability to create a school for people. And what it is like if you want a sniper, you just train a sniper. If you want a grenadier, you train a grenadier. And that's something that I like, because like they're fixing issues that they didn't really know people would have issues with. And that's what I like about these games. Like that's why I say I can't wait for XCOM 3, because I want to know what else that they're gonna do. Like I wanted to make a full kind of like, because the way the game kind of throws you in, it throws you into these instances. So it's like you'll load into a map and then it'll just be a bunch of cool instances. I want them to actually make a full campaign that has, instead of it just being instances, actually be like a progression that feels more of a progression as opposed to random levels. Like something like if you guys look up Shadowrun essentially takes the same concept of XCOM, where you take cover. You have people on the high ground, people on the low ground, people moving up, people with different powers and stuff, but it's a campaign. And I honestly want that for the next XCOM game to be more of a campaign and less of just level based, because like it has a similar idea of an RPG system. You have your squad, and they can die and get perma killed depending on what's going on. And it's like I really like this fucking game a lot, so I want to see something like that for the XCOM series.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm looking at the Shadowrun game, and this is Shadowrun Returns, by the way. So I don't know if this is the game that you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, yeah, and this looks beautiful to me. Wait, let me show it again. No, this actually looks really badass.
Bright, the video game.
It's fucking. Yeah. Honestly, it's Bright, the video game. Like I described this to a friend of mine. This is Skyrim if Skyrim went to the future. Because it's like orcs and elves and all these people, but it's in a modern day, so there's technology, and they have like the Matrix stuff, and it's like they have magic, healing and fireballs and all that stuff, but then they have people with guns and swords and magic and all that stuff. And the thing is, you'll see like orcs as cops, but then you also see elves as cops and dwarves.
So it's basically Blight.
Bright. It's basically Bright.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but it's basically Bright, but it's not like it's not trying so hard to be a political commentary. Like it's basically just kind of showing where it's like it doesn't matter if they're fucking orcs or elves. There's gonna be areas in the world that have shit, but there's gonna be areas of the world that are kind of the richer people. It's like it's just a snapshot of current society, and the races are spread out as they would normally, as opposed to just like, oh, we're just doing this just to kind of, you know, make a political statement. But it's very similar to that kind of world, and I hate to describe it to that because I don't want people to get the wrong image or wrong interpretation of the actual game. But it is really a lot of fun. Like, it's very similar to XCOM, and if you guys like XCOM or like the review of XCOM, look into Shadowrun as well. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. But on that topic though, I mean, yeah, like he gave this a buy it. Like, what would you give this, Birdman?
I'd give it a buy it as well. Like, I bought it as soon as I could, like full price. Like, I mean, you all missed the Steam sale. I'm sure it was probably cheaper then. But if you guys just want to wait for a sale, go ahead. I'm sure there'll be one in a couple weeks. But it's really worth every cent of your dime because it's a lot of fun. You're gonna get replay value, and even if you play it on the lower difficulties, you're still gonna get a lot of fun out of it because it holds your hand enough that you're gonna know what you're doing by, you know, the third or fourth mission. And after that, you're just kind of create your friends, create your enemies, you know, create people like you want to do, and just kind of have as much fun as you want with the game.
Yeah, man, no, that's badass. And Justin, you played this before, right? The XCOM 2 or no?
Yeah. So I played XCOM 2. I still haven't played War of the Chosen yet, which I just thought we were talking about the original XCOM 2. But yeah, no. If this is as good as I think, I mean, what they're saying it is, I mean, it's probably definitely a buy it. I think, like I said, for Axis, they put a lot of detail in their games. They make it really fun. And I also do kind of wish they'd have more of a campaign, but they've kind of made it clear that writing's not their strong point based on their previous games. They're just like, okay, look, here's the basic mechanics, here's really good gameplay, and here's a randomizer button. Just go have fun.
XCOM 2 fixes that problem. I think XCOM 2 is a great story.
It has it's good enough where you have distinct characters and a motivation, but if you're looking for like, you know, really strong dialogue or nuanced character development relationships, it's not really there. It's just
not only that, like they are open to modern. That's one thing that Fairfax has really gone with their games, that they have made them so open-ended that you can actually get a lot of mods. Like I was playing with like a Star Wars mod that you can play with the Stormtroopers. And
you can put Stormtroopers in the game. Yes.
No, you can play as Jedis and actually
have
fuck you, Jedis, and have lightsabers and actually use force powers. They're basically sonic powers, and they like kind of mess with the textures a little bit, so it feels more like the Force. But it's the same principle. And man, when you get that Jedi mod, that shit's overpowered like fuck.
Yeah, I stopped using that because it's a bit overpowered and the animations kind of suck. But
a lot
of the other mods are okay. Like, Fruitless was in here. He would basically say that there's the most popular mod. It's called the Long War mod, and basically what it does is it just like it's the issue that we have where the game is too easy. So what they do is they make it too difficult. It is bullshit to play that fucking mod.
What do you want, Alan? Do you want it easy or difficult, baby?
Dude, the first mission, you can have it like 10 of your fucking guys, but they're all rookies and suck, and the enemy team will just send like waves upon dudes, like 15 of them. It's over ridiculous.
It's a dude wave. Waves upon dudes upon waves.
Alan's in uni, so he's used to those.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Ganja made a shitty joke. Let's just.
No, it's clear that Ganja did not go to uni. So there we go.
I did not go to uni, nor did I take on a wave of dudes at uni.
Why are you guys saying this? Like for me, the word uni means like a unit, like somebody who doesn't have a penis. So it's like
university. They're trying to say university.
Okay, well don't do that. Just say university. Okay, it's not that much time you wasting.
He thought I insulted you worse than I did.
I know. He's like, oh man, like he wants to go to uni. I'm like, I would too. Like, do we have a Wait, no, actually, I wouldn't. Shit! No, wait, hold on. No,
you heard it here, people. Nick wants to be a uni.
You just explained to us unis was a man's genital part, and now you want to go to uni.
I want to go to university to learn about things. You fuck.
Learn about male penises, apparently. Sure.
I want to learn what a uni is. Well, people, that's going to be it for the video game talk now. Now it's time for something that I think Justin is lucky to be here for. Flex and chill, son. Woo! So I'm going to leave it here because I know most likely Alan's changing his shirt, unless that shirt is dead now.
Unfortunately, that shirt is still dead. I have to find a replacement shirt for it. I can wear something else. I can wear something else, but I don't have the red shirt right now.
I can get you a red shirt, but it might have some icons on the front
motherfucker.
I got a little red with Deadpool here, so.
He says, I have red.
He's got a TV Deadpool, so it's literally considered a little red.
Oh, you motherfucker. It's so damn stupid. Oh, no, and then Alan left. I'm sorry, Alan. No, come back. No, but
Alan right now is getting nude and shit, just trying to get ready for Flex and Chill. Just playing a Pony from, I forgot, I don't even know how to pronounce the artist now, but I'll just hear in the background. Grind on me.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that's okay.
Hey. Ride the Pony.
I like what Chris Brown said with Dude Wave, Beach Bug porn parody.
Hey, man, if the MC ever gets broken up, we'll do a gay parody.
But no, wait.
There we go. That's the best I got.
Oh,
just for today.
You look way too fancy.
I don't care what anyone says.
No, that's way too fancy.
All right, homeboy. So
it looks fancy. Yeah.
All right, so how am I gonna rank on him first? Am I gonna tell him that it looks like a Star Trek outfit without the symbol? Am I gonna tell him that it kind of looks like he was Santa's helper and he stole his clothes?
Or you can just say I look good.
Or am I, hold on, let me finish my rant. Or I can say he looks snazzy and I appreciate the look.
No, he looks like he's gonna host a holiday special with that shirt. So
Ben Crosby looking motherfucker.
It looks like a wrinkly ass shirt he picked up off the floor. What are you talking about?
Oh, hey, Julian.
No, we're not talking about your outfits, man.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Hey,
the hate is strong. I love it. I love it.
Wow,
I
hey,
pour it on my
somebody
face.
insults me. I do the same thing, and I'm the bad guy. Okay.
No,
Hey.
Julian has some class. He's been to an award show. Dang it.
Hey, we can't all look like a car salesman, Julian. We can't all work that look.
Hey, you wish you could
Yeah,
rock this
motherfucker.
look.
What is
I
this
don't.
red jacket? What teacher did you steal that from?
Okay, I'm not even gonna like help people talk shit because I was looking fucking ridiculous in New York. So I'm sorry. Like I was actually wearing.
Your and Dodger just looking the same, man.
You are my big
fuck
brother.
you. God damn it.
Yeah, you both look like beautiful young ladies.
God damn it. No, someone came up to me and literally asked me for drugs, bro. Like, someone came up to me and was like, yo, dude, you got some shit, man. I'm like, I'm not ganja. Leave me the fuck alone.
I just pull out a crowd. Yo, you're in the wrong section.
Go to aisle 9.
I'm discount ganja. Great value.
Jesus Christ. But no, really quick, though, since Julian's actually in the call, this is a good way to actually kind of, like, put you in here. I mean, let me know if I'm putting you on the spot or anything. But has there anything that you've been watching, you know, as far as movies, streaming, things like that?
I mean, I got a movie pass recently, so I've been going to the movies constantly.
Yeah.
What is a movie pass? Because I've been hearing a lot about this shit, and no one has explained it to me.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it's a thing that you can get with certain movie theaters. I don't remember which ones it's valid in, but essentially for a subscription fee, you can go to a movie a day for free for a certain period of time. Like, as long as you just use that card that one day, you can see any movie.
And does it range like certain prices? And like, for example, like sometimes you have IMAX and you have the ones that are like 4D surround sound, massage your feet for an hour.
I think there's extra charges for 3D, but I've been noticing when they charge the Movie Pass credit card, like if I don't want to turn on my camera because my internet is wonky, it might knock me out. But I mean, I just got like 100 megabytes per second, but there's 2 other people also using the internet. I don't want to push it.
His internet's gonna run up on him. Bitch, you don't have that data coverage.
But I have, you know what? Maybe I will turn on a sec. But I got a credit card. It's a MasterCard. It says Movie Pass on it, and I noticed that they're charging, I think, $12, which is the senior. I don't care. I've been able to see a bunch of movies quick.
Yeah, and by the way, dude, don't show your card because I don't want people having your credit card number.
No, I just show me front and back.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm scared. No, but the thing is, though, yeah. So, what movies have you been watching? You know, what's your AMC Movie Pass card, dude?
With not AMC, but just I saw. Let's see what I saw. I'm trying to remember the order of things I saw because I watched 2 movies through screeners that my roommate got. I watched. Shit. I mean, I guess I'll say them out of order. The Shape of Water.
Nice.
The minimizing movie, Downsizing.
I love that movie so much.
I saw Darkest Hour. I saw the Molly's Game yesterday.
Nice, yeah, and that's the I've been seeing your ratings on things, and I'm actually kind of curious what you think about.
Game?
Wait, what?
What?
Molly's Game any good? Because the only thing I enjoy about that trailer is Jessica Chastain's cleavage.
Well, it's great, Alan. That's why I don't know if you'd like it. It's a really great.
Mr. Funny Joke Man here. Why don't you go watch Jumanji again, huh?
Also, come on, Alan. Of all the things you think, her cleavage. That's the only thing you can take away from that trailer.
It's active in that trailer.
It's an active character within the film for Alan.
It's active and her cleavage.
I mean, I'm sold with him saying that.
Like, I avoided the trailer because it actually looked kind of good. Like I like
it's a fast-paced movie. It's fast-paced, and I like the way it moves. It does that thing where the lead character is narrating the story, which I didn't mind, and I don't mind it in other movies, but they did it in I, Tonya, and they had every character breaking the fourth wall, and I found it kind of annoying in that movie. But here, it was kind of nice. It was one of those movies that moves really fast, kind of like a David Fincher style movie. You could tell that Sorkin was following the rubric of, but it comes out to be like just a standard, like really like A movie, like definitely an A.
Well, because I want to ask too, because Aaron Sorkin directed this movie for the first time. This was his debut. Do you think that he has the skills to match his writing in terms of directing, or do you still see him as kind of learning?
Oh, Jesus Christ. My bad. Hold on. Let me fix
No
this
worries,
quick. Oh, no, but go ahead, though. What's your name? Julian?
What's your name?
Oh, I think he did.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, I lost it for a second, but I'm back.
Okay.
So did you hear my question?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I know it's his directorial debut. So how do you feel his skills match as a writer versus a director? Like, do you think he's got it, or he's still learning?
I think he's still learning a bit because you can see, like I said, you can see the instructions. You know, like you can still see the seams a little bit. But I liked it. It was done in like it took itself seriously, fast paced, really nice editing, and the writing was gripping. That it kept you on I was like really interested the whole time, and it helps if you like poker. Like, there's no real point to the movie, but if you like poker, you'll dig it.
Yeah, now here Michael Cera's hilarious in this movie too. So
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
Well, because so from what I heard in the story is that Michael Cera is essentially playing Tobey Maguire, but they changed the name legally, and apparently
I didn't know that.
When they went into the expose, they pretty much just said, yeah, we kind of changed his name in the book and the movie, but it's essentially Tobey Maguire. And apparently, if the rumors would be true from the movie and the book, he's kind of a scumbag. Like, he did some stuff in there that's some really just nasty, scummy kind of things that he did. That it's just, but yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spoil the movie, but I mean, I don't think there's really like a direct villain in this. It's more like, she's her own greatest enemy.
Sure.
But he's not person who's like, oh, that guy's evil, but like he's like, yeah, I'm an asshole and like fuck people's lives. It's not my business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know if I've ever like really kind of cared to even watch this movie or anything, but when I saw you give this shit like a 9 out of 10, which I guess I would equate to something on this rating box, like I would say, a high rented or not even that, like a low buy it, right?
Yeah. I mean, anytime I give a movie like a 9 or above, that's better than 6 to me. Like just like definitely, maybe not buy it, but like you have to watch this movie. Like make it a priority. Because I think it's really good. I think all the performances are good, and I think all the dialogue is interesting.
Yeah, no, and I love the fact that Idris Elba's in there too and everything. One movie I wanted to watch and I didn't get a chance to, but it was a movie when him and somebody else were in the fucking snow in a mountain. And
The Mountain Between Us?
Yes, and I want to watch that, and no one on the MCA wanted to watch that with me.
Dude, damn right we did it.
I don't know. I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. Yeah.
Oh well, god damn it!
I don't remember you asking though.
Isn't it?
No one ever asked me to watch movies with them. So.
No, but yeah, man. Like, and then one thing I want to talk about really quick too, because this is actually something I was going to talk about. And maybe Julian can jump in and whatever. And I don't know if you guys like Justin. I know you two didn't watch it, Alan and Ganja, but maybe Justin can jump in this too. But downsizing, man. This movie is basically a social commentary on your own personal like reflection, I guess. On what should be like basically it's like materialism. I really like the movie because of the fact that, like, yeah, man, for me, watching the movie, I was like, I wish I was fucking Matt Damon. Like, I wish I was downsized. Like, that shit sounds fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
The beginning was amazing. I really liked it at first.
Oh, at first. Okay, so, actually, tell me what made you not like it so much. Like, what kind of changed your opinion on it?
Let me preface what I'm about to say with, we're all aware that I'm not a racist, right?
Oh, shit.
When you start off your... Okay, you want a rule of life? If you have to start off a sentence saying, hey, guys, I'm not a racist, you're probably a racist.
Yeah, but, okay, Julian, I'm going to say this. I think...
The performance...
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you were lagging a little bit. I couldn't hear you.
I was going to say...
I was just going to say...
Really quick, no, go ahead, Julian.
The performance that I think she's Korean, the woman in the movie, the Vietnamese impression she's doing, where she sound like this for the whole second half.
What movie
are you my God, dude.
Like, I forgot what movie I was talking about. Like, what?
Like, no, dude, there were points where I was like, am I supposed to laugh because it sounds so fucking stupid? No, why you gotta be like that? Like, and then the people in the audience started laughing. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way, man. For me, like, the thing that was kind of bothering me a lot about that lady is because, like, even at the end, like, especially her doing, like, it was supposed to be an emotional moment, and I was still emotionally involved, but there's a part where, like, and I don't think this is a really big spoiler, people, because actually, there's parts where it's kind of showing someone in the trailer, but very early on in the movie, Mark Wahlberg is not, like, co-starring with the lady that she was going to be co-starring with.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg's in this movie?
Or not Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, sorry. They suffer from they suffer from generic white dude syndrome. Like, but the thing is like, you know, Matt Damon, he doesn't co-star with her for very, very long in the movie because something happens that splits them apart. And I won't tell you what that is. But later on in the movie, he does end up in a situation with this lady, and I will tell you this much, that, yeah, like, there's a part where they get romantically, you know, put together, and there's a part where she's basically saying, like, you know, you what kind of fuck me you give me? You pity fuck me?
You fuck me? You fuck me?
You love fuck me, or you hate fuck me, or you pity fuck me, or you fucking and he keeps doing that shit.
Watching Austin Powers movies halfway through.
It's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad, and like that part killed it for me a little bit, because I was like, I mean, granted, it's kind of at the end.
That character kills the movie, man, because there's a lot of cool stuff. Like, I thought Matt Damon's character was really interesting, how he was a physical therapist, people in the workplace, you know, making them do weird exercises. That's interesting, you know, that's unique. Having him, like, being a good person, you know, at the end, like, helping communities and stuff, but just having someone there sound like this whole time is like, fuck.
Maybe that's their actual accent, like...
No, it is not.
Like...
No, it's not, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, because it seems like kind of a serious...
Tommy was so shit.
Yeah, it seems like a serious movie you guys are discussing that has a point to it. And it's like, the only reason I didn't want to see it is because it's weird, because I like Matt Damon. Actually, no, I don't like Matt Damon. Christoph Waltz is in this movie, and he's one of my favorite actors, so it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. But as I watch the trailer, I'm like, what's the conflict? Like, why am I watching this movie?
The conflict's actually a spoiler. I actually cannot tell you what the conflict
is. Okay, I guess that's fine. I guess it's not going to show in the trailer, because I'm like, I don't really see a reason to watch this movie. But
well, for me, like, and here's the thing, I hate to do this really quick, and just to put this guy out there, like, oh, he's the greatest thing ever, because I don't mean that. I don't like him that much. But, like, Julian, like, this movie reminds me so much of Anthony. Like, the community. We got to do things for each other. We got to And it's like, I know a person that's really like that, so that's why this movie kind of, like, hit home with me. But then at the same time, I was like, no, but then you're still doing certain things that you get the best out of. Like, for one, the reason why he went into the downsizing world and had so much to fucking get, like, the best house and the best place and the best this and the girl and the best and the that is because his life was fucking good as a grown regular person. And the only reason why he downsized is for his wife. And
well, there's a little bit more to it than that, but
yeah, I mean, well, actually, like, inform people in that sense, or unless it's spoilery. Oh, he gone.
Great.
He is gone. He is gone.
Okay.
No, but...
Well, while he's trying to come back, I got a question. Do they bother to explain the science behind how they're able to shrink people, or do they just ignore it?
Yeah, it's actually a real big thing. I mean, they don't explain, like, the initial, like, how this became about, but they explain in thorough analysis, like, the act of making somebody downsize. Like,
okay, because there are serious ramifications to making somebody small.
And they hit on that a lot. They got to take out their teeth.
Okay, yeah, because pressure is the first thing I'm thinking of. Like, if you're that small and you're not dense, you're gonna get crushed by the fucking pressure.
Fantasy.
Yeah, it's fantasy, so. And then on top of it too, it's irreversible. That's the biggest thing that's making it's a big gamble.
Okay, that actually is interesting. Okay, because you going down, you would not be able to go back up without breaking some laws of physics. What happens to the energy? I have so many questions about this. What happens? Okay, are they the same weight?
No, that's the funniest thing. Is like they're not, but it gets to a point of like they even have a little dialogue about like what happens to your dick, what happens to your semen, what happens to having kids, what happens to all that stuff, like your hunger, your exhaustion or lack thereof, all that shit. Like it goes into all of it. But then, like what Julian said before you left, is it has to go back to, well, you know what, we need some way to end this movie, or else it's just a fucking character study without no purpose to being a film.
Yeah, that's because that's the thing. Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, and it's pointless without that character, but that character fucking sucks because she comes in and it's all jokes and it's funny how she treats Matt Damon like shit, and it's funny because she does Asian stuff like this, and you're supposed to laugh because haha Asians are fucking funny, right? The way they talk, haha racism, like, and it bothers the shit out of me. On top of the fact too that, you know, the lady does not really talk like that in real life. She really doesn't. So like it's like some Nakamura shit from WWE.
I was gonna say they got Lucy Liu in that role.
Pretty much.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, Matt Damon was great in it. I actually fucking love Matt Damon and how I don't know his character's name, and I don't know any like you're talking about Christoph Waltz. I don't know who the fuck Christoph Waltz is.
I think he's one of the scientists.
No, he's the dude with the gray hair and beard who's like kind of the swinger dude who's his neighbor. I think.
Okay, I actually liked him a lot in this movie. Then he was awesome.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite because he's really good at playing a villain. But I don't think he's doing that in this movie.
Yeah, well, he's a villain in circumstance in a sense, but it's almost like it's perspective. It's like, how much I always disagree when people say Negan is a villain in Walking Dead. It's like this dude's not the villain in this movie unless you're Matt Damon.
Okay.
The movie forces you to be like, no, he's bad, don't do it that way. But like honestly, he's me. If I was in this movie, I'd so be him. Like he's fucking awesome. I love that guy. So. And he makes the movie a lot better. And now that Julian's in here really quick too, like, what do you think about Christoph Waltz's character, Julian?
Oh, you don't say. Oh, cool.
Oh well, that's great, Julian. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to mute you because it's gonna interrupt at some point. So sorry, Julian, but maybe next time you can come back in or whatever the fuck, man. I've been having issues with the internet too, dude. So I totally see how it is. But either way, though, like one thing that was really awesome about this as well is the special effects of shit being so big. Like, think about that, man. It's a fountain for fucking vodka, like this expensive vodka. Actually, I don't know if that's expensive or not.
Yeah, no, I hear this isn't in the movie, is it?
No,
that's trash.
I believe that there's a scene like this in the movie. I actually do not remember. That's funny that you brought that up because I did not remember this particular part. And I didn't know if I was like looking somewhere else. But there's other objects in the movie that are just like this that I thought were pretty cool. But yeah, like that happens a lot though. Oh, Julian said it's in a movie. Yeah, so I didn't see that part, Julian. I looked. Maybe people have different streams or different ways of seeing it or versions. I was watching a screener, an actual like. Oh, it's near the end. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, Julian was saying that, by the way. I know you guys can't see the chat, whatever the fuck. But, basically, yeah, man, so I like this movie a lot. For me, honestly, I feel like you guys should go to the movie theater and buy the shit. I think, like, this movie, when it comes out, it's fucking great. It's a thinker, and then it's just fucking funny. It's entertaining. There's a bunch of shit going on. And plus, too, I just like seeing Matt Damon actually do something good. And Julian's saying it's a 6 out of 10. Stream it. I don't know. I would give it, like, a 7 out of 10 if I was doing, like, numbers. But, yeah, definitely, I think you should buy it. But... yeah, Justin, anything that you've been watching lately, man?
Ooh, I have been binging on movies like crazy this last 2 weeks. So, I mean, yeah, I saw a lot of the same movies Julian did. I saw Darkest Hour, which I really liked a lot. That's the one with Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. And I think he's going to win Best Actor this year, personally. He's
all right, good. I'm glad to hear that because I was very interested in that film. Actually, I found a bootleg somewhere in the street. It was a CD. And I tried to check it out, and it just was a closed-up version, so I didn't get the chance to watch the film. And I'm going to actually try to make my way to go see it in theaters. But what do you think of it, Justin? Is it good?
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's one of those things where it's very dry because it's a very British movie. So it's a lot of old dudes in rooms talking to each other, and then a lot of Churchillisms, like him being a big showy orator, big spokesperson, and then the drama of having to deal with Dunkirk, because the whole thing is about when he gets elected as the Prime Minister of England after the first one got outed.
Right.
How he's gonna, and then dealing with all the political ramifications of how do I convince all of Parliament to support this decision, what I'm doing? Because it feels like, it's just like any president, any leader, anything. The instant they go to the office, everyone's like, oh, he sucks. He's not as good as that guy. We should try to get him out of office. But so it's just him trying to get that uphill battle to get their vote for Operation Dynamo, which he kind of had to do in secret based on what the movie was saying, which is like he had to, coordinate all those civilian fleets by himself and with the other harbor masters without congressional support. It's kind of like if that doesn't work, this is plan B kind of thing. But
it touched on that he was one of those people that kind of, with his kind of position in power and just pretty much his position of being like one of those guys of a war hero from the first one, he was able to get things done way ahead without Parliament's approval.
How's that not
yes
legal?
And no. Yeah, it's one of the things where like he does have a lot of influence and power, but there's just as powerful people who oppose him throughout a lot of it.
Right.
So, but there is a few things where I wasn't crazy about it, only in the sense that it is very much an acting piece. Because Gary Oldman, if you didn't know Gary Oldman was in this movie, you'd never know that was him in the role. Like that makeup. Okay, well the trailer says so right there.
Snitching ass trailer.
No, I wasn't trying to.
God just sent me a photo of Winston Churchill, and I was like, oh, they got some guy that looked really close to him. I was like, no, that's Gary Oldman. I'm like, that's Gary Oldman? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's amazing makeup. Like he disappears in it, and his acting's really good. Like you can barely tell it's him until he does some shouting bits. But
when does Christian Bale show up?
Christian Bale is fat enough now for his next role. He might look like Winston Churchill. But no, it does a few of those things. Like there's really not any action if you're looking for that. I mean, that's not really a complaint per se, but it is very much just a talking piece for a lot of it. They do a good job overall selling this drama and that such, but it is one of those points where you feel like right when they had the climactic moment, there's gonna be something else. It's over. That was really a big moment. And then there's one scene that they made up for the movie that is the campiest, corniest, hokiest thing I've ever seen in terms of like historical biopics, because they do that thing where it's like, okay, we know that this didn't actually happen in real life.
Hold on a second. More hokey than fucking Braveheart when he's getting his shit torn out. Freedom!
It's not that stupid, but it's on that level where it's like, we know this didn't happen, but what if it did? Kind of thing,
What?
Yeah.
Hey man, we're making this very authentic, straight to the point, nothing made up, nothing faction. But at the end of the movie, we're just gonna pull some bullshit because fuck it.
He hunts werewolves, man. He joins up Abe Lincoln and
no, it actually shows him driving to Dunkirk to fight the Nazis himself.
That would be amazing.
with a gun in one hand.
And also, it made it so fake because, I'm not going to say what the scene is. I'm going to say it's a scene that's meant to hit every demographic, almost literally on screen. So
what is it, a dance sequence?
That was crazy. No, but I would say, I'm kind of caught because I really did enjoy the movie. It's just, it's not, it's right in between a buy it or rent it. So I think I'll go high rent it. But I do say it's a beautiful looking movie too. Like everything on the design level is really great about it. And then also I saw one other movie, Shape of Water, which that one as well for Julian.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I'm kind of conflicted on this one because I think it's a very well designed movie. It's beautiful to look at. It's got great music. It's got great, just everything that you expect from Guillermo del Toro as a designer. And it's got great acting. All the actors are good in this movie, especially Sally Hawkins, Richard Jenkins, and Michael Shannon in the sense that he played the role well. But the biggest issue I have with this movie, which kind of actually I somewhat agree with Gertz on this situation from Double Toasted, it's written in very broad strokes. It's supposed to be a fairy tale, but it's written with that kind of simplicity where everyone is painted with very broad strokes. There's no real nuanced character development or dialogue. It's all very simple in nature. Like if freaking Michael Shannon, man, he is. I was sitting next to one of my friends when I went to go see it, and I did this thing where every time they did something, where it's like, okay, here's the checklist of all the most generic villain stuff you could ever do with a character, and I would just all throughout the movie like, okay, sexist, racist, pervert, religious freak, has missing limbs,
laughing to himself or some shit.
Sounds like an After Hours.
Seriously, like they did everything possible to make him the most generic supervillain possible in this movie. I mean, he plays it well because I think just Michael Shannon just knows, like, look, everyone knows I'm evil apparently. So
he's the new. I keep forgetting his name, but the guy that was Agent Smith. What's his face?
Oh, Hugo Weaving.
He's Hugo Weaving. Yeah.
He really is. And also, it felt like the first act was a little rushed because, like, you think like, oh, they're going to develop a natural relationship between her and the fish monster, which there's no natural way to do that, I guess. But no, when she sees this thing, she is thirsty for that fish stick. Just saying. Did
he just say fish stick or fish stick?
Yeah, I said fish stick.
Both.
I'm still going with the fact that he said thirsty, and I'm not sure if that was a pun or not.
Yeah, it might.
Maybe it was, but no. But seriously, it's one of the things where it's like there's no gradual development to it. It's just I see this thing and I am instantly in love with it, and it's like, okay, I mean she's selling it acting wise, but I'm not convinced. So. And then there's also one giant visual metaphor that's very clear. Like I told my friend, like halfway through the movie, like I bet you it ends just like this. And sure enough, it exactly happened the way I said it. So
any turns, we're not watching movies anymore.
No, but Julian, I'm actually gonna ask you, like, so far, I mean, what do you feel like you agree with Justin with, man?
See, the thing is that I think we think pretty much the same thing in the movie way.
Man, your internet is
our perspective.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Julian.
Finish, bro.
No, your internet's fucked. I'm sorry, man. No, sorry about that. Like, I mean, I don't know if he's still listening, but yeah, Julian, your shit's destroyed. Like, I mean, it actually would sound better with me talking over you.
I can't wait for that new hip hop album. It sounds like you're gonna drop some fat ass beats to it.
Yeah, Julian, go back and listen to this after we're posted, and then you'll see that you weren't being able to be heard. Because I feel rude as fuck, and I want to be rude to you, man. So sorry.
I see the text he posted though. He said, "Hi, rent it." You know, I'm gonna go with low rent it. It's almost on a stream it level, but it's still good enough that if you watch it in the theater, it's a beautiful looking and it's a very engaging movie. I just think Guillermo del Toro doesn't write English very well. He writes Spanish beautifully, like Pan's Labyrinth, Devil's Backbone. You know, those are classic, great movies. This is one of his better English language movies. It's still just he just writes very generic characters when he writes in English. And I don't know why that's the case, but that's just what it is. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me too. But one thing too, I want to just so you guys know why I was fucking laughing. And by the way, Julian says he knows it's not a perfect movie, but it's like a flawed old timey movie, and he loves that. And I see what he's saying too. Yeah. But in the chat though, man, Chris Brown says, I wonder if they are blowfish. You know, as far as the jerking off thing. I love it, man. You know, shit.
Oh, damn. I just posted something in the chat room. I don't know if you noticed, but someone's just recently passed by something, man.
Wait, what happened?
Motherfucker! No, don't go into God's bullshit. I just read it. Avoid it. I'll show that shit on the stream, you motherfucker.
Hey, show it on the stream real quick, because I thought it was a great joke, and everyone's getting mad at me right now in the DT chat.
Oh, shit. I just saw you are a
motherfucker. I knew he was doing some bullshit, too. I knew he was doing some bullshit.
Willem Dafoe just passed by his star at the age of 62. Live and well. Dude, honestly, I do not need to see that after the Florida Project. That would have fucked me up right now. Like, I still remember his character from Florida Project.
Yo, his Florida Project character was the best, and it made me want to see Willem Dafoe act some more.
I really want to see that movie because I think Willem Dafoe's going to win he's going to win the Oscar this year. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah. Especially just I want to get into it, but yeah, I fucking love that movie so very much. And he says bullshit. Willem Dafoe does not go to the star. That's what Julian said. So, yeah, man. But anyway, either way, as far as this stuff goes, yeah, man. Like I said, that fucking Shape of Water. I do want to watch that. And I will say before we even continue on, and look, I don't pirate all the time, but that is the most hardest to fucking pirate movie fucking in the world. Whoever is involved. Huh?
Is it even out?
Yes.
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, it's in theaters.
Okay, because I'm just saying that's usually the problem. There's no fucking views for that.
Yeah, no, it's been out for a while. But the thing is, though, is whoever, and I'm curious, like, who's in charge of that type of stuff. But like their company, bravo to them for not letting piracy fuck them up. Like, I actually want to give props to this fucking thing just for having the competency to not let that happen. Like Expendables and fucking all the other movies.
What was that word that you just said? Competency?
Sound it out later, and we'll get it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get used to it after a while.
Julian or Justin, believe it or not, you're not scoring now. Fucking
no, don't worry. I'll level 8 this stuff later. So
okay, see, I didn't want to respond to that too, but the program's called Levelator, like it's actually worked.
That's the thing.
No, I know. I'm just being an idiot. I know, but
what the fuck?
I will say this though too. I mean, it's it's one of those things with this movie that I do appreciate that these movies get made because I feel like this year has been kind of weak when it comes to indie films. So I'm just glad that someone gave a chance on a premise so big and preposterous.
But the one thing that I'm kind of like, and I mean, I don't mean to go over you, but like, yeah, like I feel the same way, except for the fact, damn, I almost died over there. No, except for the fact that like there's movies that are coming out just last minute. Florida Project. Well, no, that wasn't last minute. That was like about a month ago or so. But fucking Lady Bird and Downsizing, like we just talked about earlier too. And like these films, I'm actually surprised. Call Me by Your Name. That's another one. Which fuck that movie. Fuck that movie so fucking much. But the thing is, I'm surprised about another genre getting some kind of airtime, I guess, and that's stand-up comedy. Please tell me, like, is that okay or not? The Dave Chappelle comedy.
It was fucking amazing, dude. The thing with the Dave Chappelle comedy, it's one of those old school kind of comedian sects. It's not so much about punchlines and just dirty jokes or just constantly bringing up the hype. It's not I guess a Joe Rogan set or a Joey Diaz set where you're kind of getting this, big, loud, crazy stories, big, set pieces, crazy characters. It's more personal. It's more about, this guy on the set, talking to the audience, developing his premises and going through certain punchlines. Like at one point he starts to brag a little bit about his comedy set that he mentions the punchline way before he goes into the joke or the bit. And he does it very well, Nick, that I forgot he was going to do the punchline at the end. And it is amazing. Because I did not expect that to come in because I thought there was one of those things like, oh yeah, he's gonna use this punchline. I'm gonna see it coming a mile away, and everyone else is gonna laugh because they paid $300 to go see Chappelle. No, he did it several times throughout the show where it was about shit that was completely irrelevant to the punchline, But at the last sentence to his story, he somehow brought it back around to the punchline, and I was amazed by that. And it showed his talent as a comedian, and not only a comedian, but a seasoned comedian. He's been doing this since about the 90s. Here's a little fun fact for Dave Chappelle, if y'all don't know him. He was actually one of the few people that did stand-up around Central Park, and he was actually trained by this one old-school comedian. I can't think of his name right now. It's a shame.
Mr. Miyagi? What the fuck?
Where he basically waxed on and waxed off the statues and learned comedy that way. But no, but he actually was one of those people that would perform on the streets, and that's where he gets a lot of this, personal attitude would be in a deal with audience members. And I was really blown back by this set because not only did he bring a lot of personal things with it, talking about his family, to the point that I'm not going to spoil this joke, he actually reveals something to his son during the stand-up special that his son doesn't apparently know. And I love the idea that we're all finding this out at the same time as his son is. And it's nothing too personal, Alice. Nothing too personal. But it is hilarious when you realize that it's like a kid getting caught going for ice cream is the best way to describe it.
And the motherfucker's adopted. What?
No, and it's funny though too, because that joke, that punchline, that was funny though. It was a Mormon joke, and I have my own thoughts on that. But
yeah, man. But I'm loving this. By the way, too, in the chat, I love you dumbass. Wait, I'm trying to show the fucking
great
thing.
Jumps. Get Jackie Chat, man, updated.
Well, I'm losing my time over here. Oh, there he goes. God damn it, you can tell great jokes. Dave Chappelle.
You will be the greatest ever. And not only that, Nick, you'll appreciate. I'm sorry to talk over you, Justin, but this is something I really want to bring up because Nick is a huge fan of this comedian. He brings up his friendship with Louis C.K. and his opinion. And his opinion on what happened with him in this situation.
Actually, I saw it, and yeah, that was bad.
I liked it, man, because he was kind of defending his friend to a certain degree, but he was also letting him know, like, you fucked up, buddy. You really fucked up doing that.
Yeah, man, no, that shit's a shame, man, but we're gonna be heading on out over there. Everybody, like, I know people are saying, like, yeah, let me on. It's like, no, we gotta get going because this shit's still fucking up, man. This stream and everything, and just hopefully nothing goes bad enough to where I can't put this back up after leveling, bitch, the audio. But yeah, no, but here's the thing, though, man. What you call it? Alan, by the way, did you watch anything recently, or did we actually?
Nothing of any note. That I was able to finish up Stranger Things season 2 the other week. That's really the only thing of note I've watched.
Yeah, I watched it too. It's so great.
Yeah, I loved it a lot better than the first season. I honestly felt for me the first season was bogged down with too much of, hey, remember the 80s and 80s kind of stuff. And I felt that the story was just, it didn't really start getting interesting until what was going on with the old, Demogorgon and all the interesting fantasy stuff until about the second half of season 1. But season 2 doesn't have that problem. Season 2 just goes right into it. It's like, it's going right into all the crazy stuff. It's going right into, like, it still has some of the 80s stuff, but it does a lot more interesting stuff with the story. It starts expanding the universe, starts expanding the characters. Everything is way more interesting. Start adding new people in. They start doing interesting stuff with the characters. They start doing things with the characters that I actually ended up liking a lot more, so I'm not trying to go into spoiler territory, though it has been out for a long time. But I just had a great fucking time. Like, I was watching, like, I was basically binging almost one sitting. So I was just having a great time with all the character interactions, with the story that they were dealing with. The main story was interacting with the other side story, so everything felt connected. It didn't feel like we're just going to have a random adventure in fucktown nowhere. It's like, no, everything is connected, and everything comes to a full circle right at the end.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so what would you rate it, by the way?
Honestly, just stream it, I guess. Only because of, I guess that's the most appropriate thing. But like, honestly, it's very, very well done. It's much better than the first one. If you didn't enjoy season 1 because it was a bit boring, you'll love season 2 because it every single thing connects everywhere. So I give it the highest rating I can. That makes sense with a Netflix thing. So rent it, stream it, whatever works for you. But I definitely recommend to go out and see it.
Yeah, I will only say though, the one criticism I do kind of agree with some people. Episode 7 is not so much a bad episode, and not so much nothing.
It should
have been placed somewhere else in the episode because the way the momentum was going in the season, it killed it for just a little bit. And then
it's a filler. It's bad too. I know what you mean. Like, what happens is, for people to know, it's like this huge climax thing that's supposed to be essentially the end of the season happens, and you expect a big fight the next episode, but they go on a filler campaign to explain what the fuck one of the characters has been doing this entire fucking time, and then the episode ends where it was like the season or one of the last episodes is where it's supposed to happen. It's just like, yeah, it's some BS.
Yeah, man. But Ganja, I didn't get to ask what your rating was for Dave Chappelle, dude.
Oh man, it was definitely, well, since it's definitely you can't really buy it, so I say definitely fucking stream it. Make sure you have some time to actually check it out.
Yeah, man. And but yeah, that's it, folks. That's Flex and Show for us. And yeah, man, I am sleepy as shit, and I got a lot of things to do. But the thing is, I have a little bit of an announcement to make. There will not, I will repeat, will not be a midweek chat attack this week because I'm gonna be out, etc. But the thing is, though, and Ganja can pretty much tell you what's about to happen on this one too. Him and Alan. But Ganja, what can they do when that's not going on, sir?
Well, guys, because we're on Wednesday, we're not going to be doing a midweek show like Nick said, but we got that beautiful Facebook page that you guys can check out. We're probably going to be doing a video game show or something that requires us streaming. We don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be something over an hour, under an hour, and it's just going to be something we get you guys to come onto the Facebook page, shoot the shit and bullshit with us, and just, you know, do something replacement and not have it a midweek because, you know, we want to keep you guys entertained throughout the week, even though somebody's punking out and going on vacation.
Well, what the fuck did I do?
The government Nick takes a break.
Oh, fuck you, Alan, you little bitch. Anyway, speaking of Alan being a little bitch, why don't you tell him about the after-hour viewing party we're having?
Well, speaking of Ganja being an asshole, we're going to go back to the childhood where Ganja might not have been an asshole, but we will never know. So basically for the after-hour, since it's the start of the year and the first after-hours viewing party of the year, we're going to say, fuck it, let's go back and kind of watch some of the movies from childhood. Because we were just talking about kind of our favorite ones, and we just added a bunch into the list. Matilda, Homeward Bound.
Wait, Homeward Bone?
Wait.
You dumbass.
Oh, my bad. Okay, that is not my fault. That is not my fault. Ganja told me the name of the movie, and he called it Homeward Bound.
I said Homeward Bound.
You did not. You lied to me. You
Homeward
Bone.
Homeward Bound. I can pull it up right now. You put Homeward Bone. You literally went out your way to fuck up.
It's a movie about a dog. It fit.
It's about 2 dogs and a cat, and I don't want to think about boning throughout this film with them.
Dude, in his defense, like thinking dogs like bone kind of fits. I don't know. I'm with you.
Yeah, it makes more sense than Homeward Bound. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't care.
Is that a poor Peter?
Anyway, we're going to put the straw poll in the rabbit because it doesn't like to work in the YouTube chat. You guys can vote on whatever we're going to watch there. It'll be Matilda because I'm going to put my vote anyway. And we're going to watch a bunch of those and just kind of go back. And, of course, fan choice is always an option. So if there's something else that's not on the list, you guys can just put it there and we'll vote on that.
And like usual, guys, in order to get into the after hours, you guys are going to have to go down to the Double Toasted chat room, as well as wait for the video to upload so I can post it down in the comment section and you guys can get that sexy ass rabbit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
What Chris Brown said, Homeward Bone doggy style. That's
fuck off. Fuck off all y'all.
Homeward Bound featuring Snoop Dogg.
Well, we're about to Homeward Bone you in the ass with our battle cry. Because Ganja did 1, 2, 3. I'm so sorry.
Attack the